Hi friends! Welcome to Nature Check's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science! Woo! Hi, I'm Sheryl, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Dungeon Master for the Arda Campaign. I'm also a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago and desperately trying to finish my proposal before my prelims at the end of March. When I'm not working on that stuff, I'm also a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube. Next we've got Nancy. Ooh. Yeah, that is really weird. Hold on a sec. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... That's so strange. Why? Ah!
That was what I missed out on.
I
We can hear me.
figured out why. Now you should be able to hear everyone. I think. Somebody else.
Hello?
I think somebody else.
Hello?
Perfect. Okay. So that was me forgetting to change back a setting in the software because yesterday I did an interview with a friend of the show, Andrew, who also made the beautiful overlay that you can see right now on the screen. Isn't it gorgeous? So I did an interview for one of Andrew's 2 podcasts because he's a monster and produces so many lovely things. So that will come out eventually, but I changed the settings back. So now you should be able to hear everybody who's not Sheryl. Okay, Nancy, try that again.
Hello, my name is Nancy. I'm an entomologist. I live in Ecuador where I do ecotourism, and I'm so excited because I'm bringing a small group to the Amazon next week. Yay, so exciting. I play a roguish young woman named Kay, and our pronouns are she, her.
Cool. I forgot what I was doing. Oh my god, I'm in charge of this. Next there's Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I am also an entomologist. I'm coming to you from Pittsburgh, where I do entomology-related things in the medical marijuana industry. And in our campaign, I play Fletcher, a human wizard, and both of our pronouns are he, him, his.
Awesome. Next, there's Cindy.
Hey, I am Cindy, she, her. I'm a science enthusiast, and I play an Endorian engineer over on Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdlings Twitch and YouTube channels, which may be coming back soon. I don't know. We were talking about that, and then hell froze over. So I don't know what that is. I live in Austin, Texas, for reference. Here, I'm playing Nautia, the water method druid.
And then there's Peter.
Peter is me. I'm also an entomologist. I do horticultural research in North Carolina, and I play Cedric, and our pronouns are he, him, his.
Marvelous. And we have our returning special guest, Angelo.
Hi, I'm Angelo. I'm an experimental archaeologist who studies tool and weapon recreation, specifically like Stone Age tools and weapons. For this campaign, I am playing a Thri-Kreen named Kui.
Uh-oh. Say that last part again. I think we lost you.
I'm playing a Thri-Kreen named Kui for this campaign, and our pronouns are he, him, his.
Perfect, thank you. If you are watching us live right now, hi Teal, hi Qui-Gon, hi Biker Dave. Thank you so much for being here. As always, you know the drill. If you have questions for the cast, put them in the chat. They'll respond, or we'll bring them up on stream so that we can talk about them. Be sure to check the reference section down below for the social media handles for the entire Nature Check cast, and you can come hang out with us on our Discord. There's a link there that should be good like forever now. I think I said it correctly this time. So you can come join us on our Discord. We've been sharing D&D memes and talking about Science, and also Hell Freezing over in Austin. So it's a fun time. You can hang out with us on the regular. Don't forget, if you are not able to watch us live or you want to share us with your friends, you can, as always, find the sessions for our TTRPG games in video form on our YouTube channel and in podcast form everywhere. Follows, subscriptions, comments, shares, and reviews really help us out on all of our platforms, so thank you for doing those things as well. Appreciate you all being here. All right, time to get into the game. Yesterday was a busy day. You fought some scorpions in your camp, started traversing the desert, made friends with an eagle, and fell into a canyon. After finally remembering you had a net in your inventory to use as a harness, you managed to remove the last member of your party from the canyon and stumble your way into a large camp of Thri-Kreen, mantis-like humanoids who are currently holding their summer festival, or Jupenal. You were welcomed into the fairgrounds by Kui, a young Thri-Kreen hunter and warrior. He allowed you to rest in his tent until the harsh daytime temperatures subsided and the festival activities were in full swing. You cheered on the sidelines as Kui competed in the ceremonial muche toss using his atlatl and dart weapon system, eventually winning the whole event and receiving beautiful, expertly made new weapons as his prize. You then tried your hand at a few of the other festival games, including Sapo, a coin toss game, and Kaza, a team sport with incredibly heavy paddle rackets. You played Kaza against a team of Thri-Kreen and put in a good effort, but unfortunately your lack of familiarity with the game meant you lost in the end. It is now the night between the 4th and 5th days of Brightrun, and you're sleeping in the Thri-Kreen camp. All are asleep, and at least one of you is dreaming. Headphones off for everybody but Kay.
God damn it. I hate this.
Okay, your eyes are closed, and you don't see anything at first, but you feel hot all over your face, and the stinging of sand being flung against your skin by a stiff wind. You open your eyes, and they immediately tear up in the face of the wind and a blindingly bright sun overhead. Your feet are sunk in burning hot sand. As far as you can see, there is nothing but the yellow of sand dunes and the bright blue sky. Then the wind picks up, and you are encased for a moment in a tornado of sand. When it clears, you look up to see a massive structure of carved sandstone blocks before you. Pillars rise from the sand, flanking large stone doors. You blink, and suddenly you are out of the sunlight and the heat. Your eyes adjust to this interior space in time to see a now familiar symbol carved into the floor just before you wake up. All right, you guys are good. I don't know why I said that. They can't hear me. All right. Good morning, everyone. What would you like to do today?
Contemplate my miserable existence.
Ugh.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bedroll this morning.
Indeed.
The bedroll. Love that.
Are there events today? Wait, did we stay in your tent, or are we staying in our own tent?
That's a great question. You only have a tent that fits maybe 2 people if you're really physically close together.
I think you stayed in my tent.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, are there any more special events today? Or games or things like that?
There's nothing else specifically that you are participating in, Koi, but you know the festival goes on for a few days because in addition to like the games and things, it's also a trading event, and like you had mentioned to them, there are like weddings and things like that going on, but you didn't have anything else specifically on your schedule.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Competition's over for the festival. There's just some other kind of ceremonial stuff going on.
I wonder if there is a marketplace sort of thing, if we would be able to, if we think of supplies that we need, that we could go and either trade, or if they take gold. I don't know if they really have any use for gold pieces out here. We have some gold to try to pick up things that we may need, especially
There's
if we have
definitely
to continue traveling in the desert.
yeah, definitely a marketplace. I can help you all pick up some supplies, and probably barter with some Thri-Kreen who are going to be a little bit apprehensive trading with outsiders.
I can make more water that we can barter with.
That's a good idea for sure.
And you do know that, like, yeah, your people do use gold and silver pieces just
Mhm,
like
mhm.
everyone else because that's
Yep.
an easy thing to trade with, but they also do barter for other goods, yeah.
How much water can you make?
I can actually make 4 gallons that I can just use for bartering. I loaded up double on the spell.
Very much
Okay.
many waters.
So
After
some for us and some for them.
after the last week in Texas, you're prepared to
I
water at your beck and call.
honestly, no, seriously, I just looked at my notes and saw create water written there and just had a moment.
I feel like
If only.
It's like,
Eric asked us that question like months ago, like what D&D spell do we wish we could have in real life? And yeah, I feel like this week it's become painfully like oh man, I wish I could magically make food and
4
water.
gallons of water will 4 gallons of water will get me a couple of toilet flushes.
Yeah, yep.
I would love
Mhm.
that. I know that now.
You appreciate that now.
Mhm. Oh boy. Yeah, so what are you guys looking for?
Probably, I would think food for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's us.
Yeah.
And that's how we do.
So long-lasting, like preserved foods that we can take with us.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know, like so before we were trying to like set out. The last time we just walked through the desert, we tried to set out early in the morning to get where we were going, but then obviously we started to have a lot of problems with the heat.
Mm-hmm.
And based on, I don't know, we just spent a night in the desert, Sheryl. Did we experience like how cold does it get in this desert at night?
Yeah, so you definitely did notice that. Like, you were inside the protection of Koi's tent, which, like, he lives in it, like, all the time. So it's obviously, you know, designed to protect him from the harshness of both the day and the night. This part of the desert, you are, Fletcher, you studied all you could about Arda, what little is known about it before you got here, and your best guess is that you are sort of in the middle of the continent right now, where the grassland and the desert meet, and sort of like what you know about the size of the continent, you're guessing you're about midway through, and so this might be a more temperate area of desert than, you know, like it's not the Sahara, right? Like it's not quite that hot. Like the checks I was having you do for fortitude for surviving the heat was for heat in the mid 90s and above Fahrenheit. So not, you know, not deadly, just exhausting for long periods. So yeah, it also doesn't get bone-chillingly cold at night here because it's kind of temperate, but like you did definitely notice that it got colder at night because there's just not a lot to hold the heat. Yeah.
So we may want to, if this seems like a place where all kinds of things that people need for living here are brought and traded, and different groups have different specialties and things. And if we were able to find anything more for protecting ourselves, like these tents during extreme conditions, then we could start traveling, you know, only at like, we travel from, you know, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then camp protected through the middle of the day. And then as the sun goes down and we have a while before it gets cold again, we travel, and then we have to bed down again when it's the coldest. So I think we need more to protect ourselves than this single tiny tent going forward.
Yeah, definitely a good idea. Probably get a larger tent and use it for day protection and travel in the evening and early morning hours. Definitely advised. I'm not sure exactly how trading or bartering works in this situation, but definitely something you could probably purchase at a marketplace.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I think that'll be a very good use for our group money.
Yeah.
Buy some tents.
Yeah, that pot that you have.
Also,
It's a lot.
extra rope so that any getting stuck in a canyon issue doesn't happen again.
You know, that is...
Ouch!
Second session of
You don't
D&D.
even know our story. Like, get out of here.
His second session of
I've
D&D,
heard-
and he has learned that rope is important. I love this.
We've been playing for like, what, 2 years now? And we're like, derp, 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 derp.
Yeah, where were you
would
when
not
we first
believe-
left town?
Yeah, the number of my friends that I mentioned the thing about the group not having rope, and they're like, "That's a basic thing they should have had from the beginning." And I'm like,
Do you tell
yeah,
them the
but this
part where the
group, you
DM
see-
was like, "Do you guys have everything you need?" multiple times?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's like, no, this is
17-year-old
entirely
girl
their
who's
fault.
never left her town. Okay.
Yeah.
And my pack didn't start with rope. What would
That's
Fletcher
true.
you do use rope for?
Yeah.
So
I got no excuse.
the Thri-Kreen make rope out of yucca and maguey fibers from the desert. So definitely you'll be able to pick up some hand-spun vegetable fiber rope in the marketplace along with the tents.
In Quito, there's like this weird plant. It's like agave, but like much bigger. And the indigenous people here, like before the Incans, would make fibers rope out of like the fibers and the leaves too. So. pretty
Also,
cool
I
stuff.
don't think I realized or remember to even mention last time that the moche toss actually comes from that part of the world as well. So, yeah, there's a chance because the moche civilization was a pre-Incan South American civilization.
So there's this museum here in Quito called La Florida, and it was like it wasn't like royals, it was just like a high class society, and they were buried in volcanic ash, and they have like ponchos of spondylus and like earrings of gold and stuff, and there's like a little hunting thing that I never like knew what it was, and I now can't picture very well, but I wonder if that was a thing, because they're like, it's like a spear and you throw it. That was always the translation I got.
There's
And I was
totally
like,
a chance that
I don't get this. But it looks like a ceremonial one because it's like very small and made out of like copper and gold or something.
Well, and there's a chance too that it was just the atlato part, which is just the handle thrower.
I think that's what it was. I think
Yeah.
it was just like the handle. So they're like, it's a spear throwing thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
this does not look like a spear. I'm confused. But I would just like stand there and translate. I'm like, yeah, they use this to like hunt rabbits and stuff. It's like, I am literally just translating the words that are coming at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so cool.
Now you know. Now
I know. Yeah, exactly. It's so cool, that museum, because the volcanic ash preserved everything. Like we have textiles, all like the ponchos and stuff made of spondylus shell are on the mannequins, and the mannequins actually look like the people because they were so well preserved that a forensic anthropologist could recreate the faces like exactly.
I love that stuff.
It's really, really cool. And because it's like Ecuador, like we don't give a shit. You can actually go to like the dig site. And so they show you the holes in the ground where like dug the people out of. It's awesome.
Cool.
Hell yeah. And it's free. Yay, Quito. Come visit me.
I was gonna say that, and that concludes the mid-intro advertisement.
Yes. Help.
Yeah. But yes, like Angelo said, or like Koi said, the rope that you would buy from the Thri-Kreen would be equivalent to hempen rope out of the player's handbook, because there are both options for hemp and silk rope, and they have slightly different properties and there's slightly different costs, but this would be the equivalent of hemp because that's also a plant rope.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So are we gonna actually do this shopping, or do we just want to say what we want to buy and buy it? Are we gonna roleplay this out, I guess, was my question.
You don't have to roleplay it out because it's just simple shopping, but like if you want to tell me all the things you want, then I can tell you the equivalency of like how much water you need to spend on it or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
How many tents should we get? Can we get like double person tents and just get like 2?
So
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it just depends on the size we can get, I guess.
Yeah, the one you have right now is technically a 2-person tent, which when we talked about this the first time, you guys wondered. I said that, like, if you've ever been in what's called a 2-man tent, you have to very much like the other man in the tent with you because they're really tight. So, like, if I and one other person are sharing a tent, usually I prefer a 3-person for 2 people, and et cetera, et cetera. So, like...
Yeah, but 2 of our players are small.
That's true.
So I feel
if you stack Cedric and Nautia together, they make one
Yeah,
person.
so, like, I could room with Nautia, and, like, the 2 stinky boys can room with each other. And then it's fine. We only need 2.
Oh my god,
Well-
Cedric and Fletcher in a tent together.
Hell yeah.
It's like Bert and Ernie.
Uh,
Oh my god, that's so true.
yeah.
Oh man.
Mm. Yeah, because I was thinking we probably only need a 3-person tent because we only have 1 person on watch for nighttime hangouts. But if, like, specifically for the desert, we're all going to be trying to fit in the tent to escape the heat, right? So we probably do want enough tentage for 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you already have, well, so, or maybe just one like 4-person tent along with the 2-person tent you already have covers. I like to think of the tent numbering as if it's a 2-person tent, that's either 1 person with like gear and stuff, or it's literally 2 people with no room for any other luggage or gear of any.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also because, excuse me, because these are kind of simple tents, like, I always like when I'm camping IRL to have the strategy of, like, I have my tent and then also a tarp, because tarps are good for so many things, including, like, sheltering your cooking area if it's raining or whatever. So if you have the 4-person tent and then also this other tent, you can use that other tent for other things, too, if you need.
Yeah.
Like, we could cut it up into a net and use it to haul K out of a canyon.
What is it with you guys wanting to cut up your supplies? Like, come on.
I literally hate all of you.
No, but it was already.
It's Peter every time.
Sorry.
Let's cut up our rope.
Well, if we start, we have to consider who's going to carry each of those things as well. I don't know if Fletcher would go very long carrying like a 4-person tent.
That's true, they are heavy.
So we have to decide, like,
Yeah, that would split up the load.
yeah.
Okay,
Qui-Gon
we
did
buy
also
an
mention
appropriate
that if we're
number of
buying
tents.
2 tents, we still have that other one.
What?
Right,
Well,
yeah, you have the
yeah.
one that was Lucanus's. That's the other one,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's the 2-person, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1.5 person.
yes.
The 1 person and their stuff.
2 of us are half people
Okay.
size, so
You're not half people.
3/4. Yeah.
Full size class smaller than 2 of them. Actually, you're not. Dwarves aren't small, are they?
No, he's
They're
a medium
right?
creature as well. Yeah. You are
Yeah.
the only small creature in the party.
If you did buy 2-person tents on top of the 2-person tent you currently have, 2 of them could be for people, and then the 1 could be for gear, because with sand in the desert, it's probably a good idea to keep stuff covered in general. So that could be an alternative if you don't want to carry 1 4-person tent. Now 3 people are carrying a 2-person tent. I don't know if that's more or less efficient, but
Yeah.
something to consider.
We could
That's
just
what
do-
I was kind of thinking, was more of the smaller size.
We could even just
Yeah.
do 2-man tents and 1 like tarp, right? So you can like put like in the desert, you're not worried about your stuff getting rained on. You could set the tarp on the ground and just put everything on the tarp, and then in somewhere where it's going to rain, you just set the tarp up as a roof and put your gear underneath it to keep it dry.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So in
How
that
much
case, we
water
just
do we need?
Okay, so you're buying 2-person tents?
Yeah.
I think 1 and a
One-
tarp,
Okay, 1 2-person tent and a tarp.
Well,
because we've already got 1. So what's the weight difference between a tarp and a tent?
The stakes or the
That seems like the
Poles?
heavy part.
The
Yeah.
poles? I guess it depends on what the poles are made out of, but definitely the poles in
Yeah.
like D&D, like IRL the canvas might be heavier than the poles, but like yeah, in D&D the sticks are heavier.
Yeah, they're not carbon fiber poles.
No. maybe the Thri-Kreen have carbon fiber. You don't know. You didn't ask.
Do you have carbon fiber?
We're still using obsidian So
Yeah.
no.
Oh, okay. This
Don't say
when I
still
was-
though, because you said that optometrists are using obsidian
That's
to
true.
do
That's
eye
true.
surgery, right? So
That's
obsidian is
true.
an ageless, decadeless tool.
So after we had that whole conversation about obsidian, I went to the museum Rumipamba, which is here, and I found a piece of obsidian and I put it in my backpack. So
Oh, that's
very
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Nice. You guys actually have some obsidian. You have the pieces that Cedric didn't break while
Yes.
trying to nap them into
Oh,
whatever he was
right.
trying to nap them into.
Right.
Yeah, do you want these?
So one of my I do have flint napping as a skill,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so I could process those into tools. I'm not sure what types of roles would be required to succeed in that, but I'm sure.
So you would have to spend the time appropriate to doing such an activity, which I'm a little hazy on, but I bet you can tell me. And then you would have to make a check to see whether or not you spending that time resulted in a successful or unsuccessful attempt. And in the case of obsidian, unsuccessful probably means it shatters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I could do that, or maybe we save that for I guess I don't know if I'm accompanying you all on this journey yet, but assuming I do, that's kind of a good campfire activity. At least that's what I do IRL camping. So, or we could spend the time now. I can flip nap, and then that gives us more things to trade or barter with. But if you have gold, then that just works as well. So,
Cold hard cash. Let's do it.
okay. So a tent weighs 20 pounds. A blanket weighs 3 pounds. So as far as like,
Yeah.
do we want 3 tents versus 2 tents and a blanket?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with blanket. That's my vote.
Kay has negative strength.
Right,
so-
yes. She
I
is
think the
less
blanket
strong
might-
than Nautia. But I don't know that...
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I don't know that Nautia could carry a tent because it's bigger than her, but like...
Yeah.
You also... Do you have a backpack? I don't think I've ever asked that before.
Yeah, I haven't actually figured out the weight of the rest of the stuff that I carry, but I feel like I travel pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of a bag.
Okay.
Like a satchel,
Not
right?
really
I always
like a
thought you
proper
had
backpack.
like a.
Probably more satchel. Yeah.
Yeah. I
'Cause,
do
I mean, she
remember...
really doesn't carry a whole lot.
Yeah, I do remember you saying a satchel now, which makes sense because you can't fly with a backpack on, but you can with a satchel on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a good bit of trying to figure out, okay, how do I work around wings?
I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna carry this tent.
Yep.
Okay,
Good
so who's
assumption.
carrying the second one?
Cedric.
I thought Kay was carrying it because Kay's the one who's been sleeping in it.
I assume someone else was carrying it. If Kay's carrying it, she is not carrying it happily.
Yeah, like what did you say the tent weighs? Like 20?
Yeah, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
There
I
is
mean,
a-
I could still carry it.
There is a table in the book for you guys to figure out like how much your character is capable of carrying without being like over encumbered, but yeah.
Yeah, my light load is 43.5 pounds.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you have to worry about light, medium, or heavy. Like, basically, if you're at, like, over heavy, that's when I'm gonna have a problem. I'm not gonna be, like, a super stickler about the stuff you're carrying, because that's obnoxious. And also because the way that this campaign has been designed, I anticipate you having to carry a lot of stuff because you're going to be gone from your home base a lot, so...
Yeah.
I could probably carry the other tent, but it's probably going to be the last thing that I can carry. Because I have lots of little things that I'm carrying. There's all these like little things I picked up along the way that are all in my backpack. So I could probably do the tent, but it's going to be like, that's going to be all.
I don't think Kay is carrying a whole lot either, not because she packs light, but because she's unprepared. She's never done this before. So I think she could carry the tent because she's like, I got some lamp oil.
Okay. All right, so you're buying one tent and a blanket, is that right?
Yeah. So
All right.
1 2-person tent, a blanket, at least one length of rope, I would think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how many days of food are we going to try to get?
As many as it takes that Cedric doesn't have to hunt for us.
Well, or I could hunt for you too, because it's what I do.
That he's a thinker.
But you could travel lighter if I hunted along the way. And I think
I like
I
him.
had success with that because I'm more familiar with the area and the terrain.
Solved.
Sounds good.
Fletcher, had you talked about wanting to look at some of the weapons?
Oh,
I
think
vaguely remember
sold
some of that.
Right, because when I won the weapons in the competition,
Oh, right.
I think I gifted them to.
Yeah.
Or I used the new ones that I won as my weapons and gifted my old ones to the team.
Yeah.
Cool.
I forgot.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I'm interested in the machihuitl. I don't. Am I pronounced?
It was close.
No, that was really
It was close.
the Makwa yeah, so I think I gave you my old one when I won the new one, so you'll have that. That has it's basically like a morning star, I think is what we give it stats wise. But it's kind of both a percussive, and I forget the name of it, but
It's
sorry.
both bludgeoning and slashing.
Yes,
Okay.
bludgeoning and slashing. That's what I'm looking for.
So just mechanically, so does that mean like it does bludgeoning and slashing damage? Like, does the damage type count as both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some weapons that are both. Yeah.
Okay.
And as far as both of you trying to use these fancy new weapons you've gotten, I wasn't sure that this was going to happen, but I will write up some sort of thingy because these are both exotic weapons to you. So you will have to practice with them a bit. And I may even require you to take the exotic weapon proficiency feat or whatever it's called, so that you can use them. But like, it's definitely going to require some practice before you're good at using them because they are both, like, even though I said we gave the Makuitl stats like a morning star, it's still a very different shape and, method for using than a morning star. So you'll definitely have to practice with them before you're going to be like effective with them in battle, if that makes sense.
Kui, would you be willing to give me some lessons?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent.
I don't know how many nights in the desert. I still don't know where you all are headed towards. But if you're going through the desert, don't know how many nights.
We haven't. I guess we haven't really discussed that with you. I mean, I know we kind of talked about why we were headed this way and a little bit about the poisoning of the river, but as far as where we're trying to get to. We have kind of a direction that we're heading, and we're just kind of going that way until we see something. It's not a great plan. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't say there's not a lot of detail to it. Honestly,
that's like all of our plans, though.
So it's what direction is this direction that you're going?
Nancy just points that way.
North?
Was it north from here?
It was like
still going north?
Your best estimate was vaguely north, yeah.
Yeah, vaguely north, unless the underground river turned somewhere, and we don't know because it's.
This is why we don't invite any geologists on the show because they would be like, obviously, underground rivers don't flow in a straight line, so we don't. Not in fantasy underground rivers.
Well, you don't know whether or not it's flowing straight north. You have no idea. I know, but you don't.
We should probably be trying to follow, like elevational changes. If that's the water catchment of the river draining down there.
That's why you're the scientist in the group. Look at you go.
I was going to say that's the kind of thing Fletcher might think of. Not so much some of the rest of us.
Or any of the rest of us.
Cedric knows stuff about rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm guessing at least like 3 nights in the desert, at minimum.
Okay.
Is that? But I don't really know exactly if that's accurate to.
Well,
anything.
So like they've told you they're going in a direction, but like they didn't give you like a landmark or anything, so you don't really like, are they trying to get to the opposite end of the desert? Are they trying to get to the mountains to the west? Like, those are landmarks, and you've got some other landmarks in your notes.
Ends of the desert is going to be an extreme trek over many, many, many days, if not weeks. So if that's where you're headed, then we'll need to pack a little bit differently to last that long. I don't know. Okay, well, assuming.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I was just trying to think.
Not
is there
today.
maybe? Actually, I'm not sure.
So you're saying to get to the edge of the desert?
If you're going in a straight line north to get to the opposite end of the desert, that's going to be perhaps a couple weeks of travel on foot.
Wow.
That is
There
not
are-
close.
Mountains to the west and something to the east that I forget now.
The river, the
river
big
to the
deep
east.
canyon with the river. Yeah.
Right. So it's probably closer to get to the mountains than it is to go straight north past through the desert.
Okay.
Well, so let me ask you this, Kui. So at this festival, all the different groups come together, and this is sort of the time you spend together. And outside of this, do you all sort of roam everywhere, or are there specific portions of this landscape that you each go into?
So there are clusters at different geographic barriers and areas within the desert. So there are clusters of Thri-Kreen that stay at this grassland to desert transition area. There are some that are more in the desert mountainous areas, some that are in more of the central desert areas, and then some that are further north at the northern edge of the desert.
And you also know that as you travel farther north in the desert, there are at least 2 other peoples that are not Thri-Kreen that have territories as well.
We should probably, so we
Then-
should probably, sorry, go ahead, Fletcher.
Then would you be willing to help us in order to sort out more about where we think we need to go? Talk to these various people to see if there's anything that they have seen from their homes of, things that have changed, things that are strange things that have happened in their landscapes, because we know how it's changed where we've seen the impact. So if it's anything like holes that have opened up in the ground or strange activity by people who showed up out of nowhere in their territory, that could help us know where we want to head.
Yeah, I know we discussed kind of just not role-playing out the purchasing of these materials, but perhaps actually going to the marketplace and doing that is a way to meet people and ask questions. People that we are paying for items are probably more likely to be friendly and answer our questions than just random strangers. So perhaps we actually go to the marketplace and use that as our means to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So why don't we do that and combine that with going there, but nix the haggling about items?
Right, yeah.
Just make it sort of, we're talking about this issue while we are getting the items and we're going to pay, etc.
Okay, so you are going to the sort of market area within this big festival encampment, and there are stalls selling all kinds of things. A lot of them you had noticed the night before because you got food and stuff. What are you looking for first?
Rope.
Okay, yeah, so there's definitely a stall with quite a few Thri-Kreen on both sides of the sort of wooden wall counter thing that they have set up. So there's a few of them behind it that appear to be actively making rope, and then some hanging around the outside chit-chatting, some actually buying. So, it's a festival, so people are just sort of doing whatever. But yeah, there's very obviously rope up for sale.
I vote Fletcher does all the talking, since he's the smart person and is also not rude.
Not rude? My charisma is -1.
Okay, well, what's Cedric's then?
Ooh, that's a good question.
He has to have a high one because that's how he turns undead.
Oh yeah. I'm very likable.
Are you? That's debatable. I found you tolerable in our time in the desert together.
You're a teenage girl. The fact that you find me tolerable means I'm very charismatic.
I actually like Fletcher, though. What is that?
Only after you two had like a massive fight and then like worked out your differences.
Yeah, we worked them out, and now I do science.
It makes the friendship stronger.
Yeah, that.
Forged in conflict.
Okay.
Yes, like the hammers of Moradin.
Did you read that pamphlet I gave you?
Oh my god.
No.
Buy some rope.
Fletcher, buy some rope. You have all the money anyway.
Well, Koi has to like translate for us.
Oh, I guess that's true.
A lot of them speak
well,
common too.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, Koi speaks
Yeah.
common. A lot of them speak common. I
Right.
gave up
I
on
just
the
thought
whole.
it would become more and more uncommon to hear common.
I wanted to do that, and then I realized that because we're playing online, it would be very, very difficult to make that work because every new guest would have to spend like an hour pantomiming with you in order to like figure stuff out, and it would just become exhausting. So we dispensed with that. Common is common. There's magic and gods in the world. Everybody can know the same language. It's fine. Like, that doesn't mean that the Thri-Kreen don't also have their own language that they speak amongst themselves, but, like, they have the ability to speak with the mouse folk and the goblins and the other peoples that live in the desert and stuff like that. And you, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask. Well, since we're trying to get like we're gonna be doing our bartering, I'm still gonna ask Koi if he's willing to sort of broach the subject with them, like in their own language, so that it comes from like a Thri-Kreen to a Thri-Kreen. Like we're, can you help us because I'm helping them? I know they look weird; they're not one of us, but do you have any information, sort of thing?
Okay, yeah. So, well, first, I guess probably ask how much the rope is going to be, at least at a minimum. Because are we doing the gold or are we trading the water for the rope?
Probably the water first, or maybe you should say the water
Yeah.
for the tents, because the
Can we
tents
just-
will probably be more.
Figure out what the gold equivalent of the water is, and then just sort of go from there.
Gold
Or
equivalent of
whatever's
water.
easier for you,
Has to
Cheryl.
think
Whatever's
about it.
easier for
I
you.
was just kind of estimate rather than be like, 1 cup of water is 2 gold or something stupid like that.
Okay. Yeah. No, whichever way you want to do that.
Yeah.
The tents are the most expensive thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I can track the water.
I mean, we could do gold very easily, I think, for the tent.
Mhm.
And then for the small things, do like bartering with water if people want to accept the water to barter for it.
I'm sure they will. It's the desert.
Okay, so we can just make it right in whatever they want the water in.
Well, I have to make it all at once, so basically plugging around 4 gallons of water to start.
Yeah. It has to be all at once into a container.
So then definitely let's barter the water for the rope first and then use the gold for the tents.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
Right.
Koi, are you going up to the stand with all of the rope sellers?
Yes, I'll go up to the stand with the rope sellers, and first I'll just ask them what their rate water to rope is going to be in the first place. I would guess like maybe a gallon of water.
I'm gonna say, so hemp rope is, even though the materials to make this rope are, it's not like they just grow everywhere, it's not that hard to make and it's not that uncommon. So a 50-foot length of this rope will be about 1/4 of a gallon.
Oh, okay, that's even better. Okay, 1/4 of a gallon. And then I'll explain to the rope sellers that these people are following instances of strange occurrences in nature, right? And that they're following an underground river, and ask if they've noticed anything different about their biomes. The material to make the rope is more common towards the mountainous regions. So these rope sellers are from the kind of the more western edge of the desert, and have come east towards the festival.
Yeah. All right. So you are speaking to a young man named Tenach, who is sort of doing the front of the, the front of the business. And he's like, anything unusual? I mean, I've never seen evidence of an underground river. If we knew of one, that would be amazing because that would be more water for us. So I don't know of anything like that. can you be more specific about what odd things they're looking for?
Okay, so Fletcher, could you give some examples of some of the stuff that you all witnessed along your journey so far?
Pinky smelly river water. Oh, you called on Fletcher. Never mind.
Well, that's true. The very large river that's across the grasslands has a terrible smell, and it hurts you, and things can't grow in it anymore. There's no fish. The plants growing out of the water are dying. And when you dig down through the soil around the river, you see whatever is harming the river flowing through the ground into the river. So we're trying to find where that may be coming from. So you might not see anything in water or anywhere below the sand, but maybe there's plants that are growing oddly, maybe not dead, but maybe growing oddly, or maybe there's some kind of maybe a big change happened where you live, like there was an earthquake and a large hole opened up, or a sinkhole, or maybe something like that that happened that could indicate maybe whatever this is that's harming these other places, how it got released and is flowing down into the river.
Maybe even an area that used to have plants growing on it, like a fertile area that is no longer fertile. So maybe that's where the underground river was, and that could be seen on the surface as an increased amount of plant activity that's now died away if the pollutants have been affecting it. So I forget what she said the name of this shopkeeper.
Tenok.
Tenok?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Tenok, has there been any changes in like the vegetation or anything like that?
So he thinks for a minute, and he winds up sort of taking a poll of all of his, you assume from the way he talks to them, maybe this is like a family business type thing. So he talks to the other people working the stall, and even some of the other people that were just there chatting, and says, I don't really... I haven't noticed anything like that. I mean, we've been away for a little while traveling to get here to the festival, so I don't know, is this, a recent thing, but we haven't noticed anything like all of your described examples. It's been pretty normal, typical, the usual. And as he's saying this, there's an older lady sort of in the back. She's one of the people actively making rope, and she's sort of like making a noise, and he keeps like, waving one of his extra hands at her, like, hush, he doesn't want to hear her. But she's obviously trying to like contribute something to this conversation.
Did you perhaps have anything to add? All information will be extremely useful for us.
And the young man sort of like, does the head back and forth thing, like, oh, okay, you want to talk to her. And like, she's very old. And she sort of stands up and moves towards you, Fletcher. And I haven't noticed anything about the environment specifically, but if you're looking for answers, you could go to the Temple of the Gods. The young people, my grandson doesn't believe in that sort of thing because they've been quiet for so long, but maybe the temple would...
Where is it? I had a dream about it last night.
Oh,
I was like stuck in the sand, and there's like all this like limestone or sandstone or stone stuff everywhere with the like little like symbol. You know where that is?
It's to the northwest.
We should probably go
here.
there.
I actually know where that is.
You had another dream?
Oh, yeah.
You had another
later.
dream? Did you tell us about the dream?
I woke up on the wrong side of the bedroll. I'm sorry. I was grumpy. I just remembered. There's been a lot going on. You try and remember your crazy dreams after you've fallen through a canyon 8 times because your friends aren't strong enough to haul you up there.
The morning after a really involved, intense dream is not necessarily going to be a good morning.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Koi, do you know what the place that she's talking about?
I know where the temple is. I've never been inside of it, but I know it's kind of a general landmark in the northwest side of the desert, which is not too terribly far from here. And I could guide you there if that's where you wanted to go.
Yeah, it's like it's probably like a day's travel-ish northwest of the festival grounds. Yeah.
I think that's definitely a lead that we should keep in mind.
Yeah. If the gods are
nobody-
trying to
if
speak to
nobody
Kay
else-
again, we need to follow up on that.
Yeah, if nobody else,
I don't want to be talked to by the gods. Can't they pick one of you? Like Cedric? Cedric seems like the perfect candidate to receive messages from on high.
It's probably not Moradin, though. It's probably one of the, other gods.
What
were you about to say? Lesser
Cedric?
gods,
I was
Cedric?
waiting for.
I don't know.
The
Why
other
would
gods.
you assume that I was going to say that?
If there's so much lesser, why are they doing
I
the
didn't
talking
say
and more?
lesser.
Okay, sorry.
Now we've taken to yelling at Cedric about things that he has not done or said.
That's because none of us like him. I'm sorry, Cedric.
He'll remember that the next time you need healing.
Mhm.
It's true.
Squishy people.
Okay.
I mean, Cedric, you are my best friend, and you're totally right. Morrowind is the best god.
Did you say
I was-
Morrowind?
Yes, she did.
Did we play Elder Scrolls now?
It's just like jump settings. Same character.
That dyslexia, though. The one that begins with the M. You know what I'm talking about. You're a big man with a hammer.
Doesn't sound familiar, Kay.
Oh, well, I can't help you then. Sorry.
Oh. Can you tell me any more about him? He sounds really cool.
I don't know. I picked up this pamphlet this one time, and she hands it back to him.
Fletcher turns to them and is handed the rope and is like, thank you very much for the information and the rope.
Sorry about
How
us.
much rope did we buy?
We were about 50 feet of rope, right?
Well,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
one length of 50 feet would be a quarter of a gallon, so you can math out however many lengths of
All right.
50 feet you would like.
Yeah, are we getting one of those? Because I think currently we have 2 in the party, so we could do 2 more.
You
so
have
everyone has
3.
Yeah, I think we had
How did we
3
have
in the
3?
party.
So we just need one. Because we should all have one.
Because
right?
Nautia had 1, and then you guys picked up 2 in the temple.
Oh,
the
that's
very
right, they
first
picked up
temple.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I think one more length is fine. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Then I would guess we kind of want, this is going to be kind of what we do at each place we go to. Hopefully it's people from different regions that we can talk to with them and with Koi.
Okay. So what are you looking for next?
Tents next.
Tents?
Do you remember stone knives?
I thought we
Are
were
there
going to
stone
try and
knives as
cut
well?
them out of
Oh, yeah.
or obsidian later.
There are stone knives, obsidian knives, there are bows and arrows, there are atlatls and darts and macahuitls and, bowls and baskets and, there's everything that these people need, right? Because, as Koi
Awesome.
mentioned, the resources for making different necessary items come from different parts of the landscape. So, yeah, each region or each, family group might have a particular craft that they are specialized in because they happen to live near that resource. Yeah. So, yeah, you can find pretty much any mundane sort of thing you might want here.
Yeah. I would like to find a stone knife if we can.
Okay. Let me
So
see.
wherever we come across first, whether it's like stone knife, tent, the blanket / tarp.
Since this is going to be a day, you said it was a day travel. Is that like a day and a night, or?
A day's, you wouldn't necessarily do it this way, but, if you did sun up to sundown, that would be approximately enough to get you to the temple kind of thing. So, you could do it in smaller chunks or whatever, but,
Okay,
it's like 8 to 10 hours of travel, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the desert sun and us only being able to get a couple hours of travel at a time, I would assume this is going to take maybe 2 days of actual daytime.
I thought we were walking at night.
Well, we still have to sleep at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the day when it's hot, right? Like the lions.
Yeah, whenever it's too hot or eventually too cold, we'll be in tents and we'll be resting or sleeping.
It sounds intense. Sorry.
Okay, well, either way, at one of those times, since I think...
Kay suddenly suffers 5 points of mystery damage.
She trips. She trips on something and face plants. Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding. I don't deal out hit point damage for terrible jokes. Like, come on.
That would be a punishment.
Okay, now Cedric is dead.
Fletcher turns around and smacks him with his staff.
But I was just saying, because I think Fletcher has some obsidian pieces, I could just make a stone knife at the neck anytime we're at camp at some point, so you don't have to spend money on the stone knife, since that's one of my skills.
That's literally yeah.
Okay, so sounds like we have a goal in mind for where we want to head. So can we just buy all the rest of the stuff and go?
Yeah, cool.
So you don't want to talk to people from any other regions?
Maybe
the
the
desert?
wooded region, because that's where like vegetation is that might be dying. Like mountain. I'm assuming there's like trees on the mountains.
That's the rope makers are from that area.
Oh, okay, perfect. We talked to them. All right, we're good.
So a tent is a little more expensive because it's bigger and requires more materials. So that's going to be 1.5 gallons of water.
Oh, okay.
If you're using water, or you can use the 10 gold from the, if you're using gold.
We have how much water do we have besides the water that we're trading?
Like, I can make another 4 gallons today.
Oh, so we have 8 total.
I thought it was 4 total for today.
No, each time I cast it, I can make 4 gallons.
We can probably do all of our trading then with this set of water.
That was exactly why I took the spells I did today.
Thank you.
Well, that particular part of the spells, the ones are based on other things.
Whoa.
Nautia may be feeling a little paranoid after yesterday.
I mean, hey. So a tent would be 1.5 gallons of water. Did you say you wanted a blanket too?
Yeah.
Okay, that is another 1/4 gallon. So I think that would bring you to 2 full gallons.
That's 2 gallons.
Total. Yeah.
Yeah, what were the tents? Sorry.
The tent was 1.5 gallons.
Okay.
So yeah, so a 1/4 gallon and a 1/4 gallon and 1.5 gallons is 2. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I made the math easy.
Yeah, and that's
Yay! Thank you.
On the water to start our journey with as well, which is good to do in the desert, and then we can make more later.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other supplies? Or I think food. We need food for a day of travel.
I've got a bunch of antelope and some
you do.
scorpions
You have
from-
most of an
jerky.
antelope in a bag. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of antelope jerky I made, and we've got I have at least 1 scorpion from the scorpions that we killed at our camp.
Oh, you packed one up. I thought you were just sitting there and eating them like a lobster buffet.
Okay, well that's probably enough, because I could always hunt for more later if we needed it.
Let's go.
And I have 2 pounds of, quote, bug meat. Which
what?
that was some other bug we fought and I wanted to eat. I'm just reading it off my character sheet.
Did you take meat from the bugs that almost killed Nautia in the tunnel? Is that where it's
Yes.
from? Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
So you have
That one? Okay.
So you have ankeg
So it's
meat.
fairly
That's
recent.
fun.
Yeah. But to be clear, Cedric is a little uncomfortable about showing Quee that he has bug meat. He doesn't know if this is going to be like an offensive thing.
Is it not kosher?
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we've got a bunch of ape meat. How do you feel about that? Like.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah.
Honestly, bugs are pretty big protein source for the desert, so I don't think it's too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like
Okay.
mantis people, and mantises eat other insects, so it's fine.
Oh, that's
Right.
true.
But yeah, like they and the other arthropod-y peoples of the desert, like they eat bugs because the bugs are not people, right? Like they're bugs, right? So yeah, they can differentiate between them, the arthropod-like people and the actual arthropods. Yeah.
Yeah. Still, a lot of cultures feel weird about eating primates, at least. So
Yeah.
As they should. That's how you get disease transfer.
Right. Yeah. Anyway.
So a quick biological question. Because we keep saying the Thri-Kreen are like mantis-like, are they? they don't have a complete metamorphosis. It's like the young Thri-Kreen that we're seeing running around look like adult Thri-Kreen. Is that
But
okay?
smaller, yes.
Okay.
There are no like.
There's not
for
just
my
gross little like
grubs
grubs
larvae.
flailing on the ground. Like
I assumed that the adults would be carrying. I assumed there would be maternal care or something.
When he asked that, what I
Okay.
immediately pictured was like the group of Rugrats running along with like a hoop and a stick, like in in the background of so many period piece movies, right? And then I like put grubs in instead of like
The
children
wheels.
on legs, and was like, nope, that's
You just have a grub corral, and the parents just like, it's just like
Like
a little
daycare, you
low
just
wall.
drop off your
Yeah,
grub.
just drop them off. Yeah, that one's mine. The one that's a little pinkish on top.
no, they are hemimetabolous.
Okay,
Good
it's an important
grief.
detail that I needed.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yes, I'm really glad that.
That this came up.
No, I'm really glad that the answer was yeah. No, they have tinier versions of themselves as children. Oh boy.
You glad you're not a beetle person? That's all I'm saying.
Or an ant person. I guess you could use your babies as like glue guns.
Can we run
it's
into
a
ant
building with
people?
their babies.
Yeah.
Beaver ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. They like legit do that. They like hold them up and are like, glue this thing together.
Okay, yeah, we need a
We say
mermacologist on. I want
so many
I want to beat us.
things that could be taken out of context so poorly. You use your babies as glue guns. Okay. Woo. All right. Yeah. Yes, there are children Thri-Kreen running around that look like tiny versions of the adults. Hi, Nikki. Welcome to the show.
Do we want to get any extra food then? We have 2 gallons left of the first 4 gallons that we could get just like a little bit of supply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get some food.
I mean, it's while we're here, even if we don't eat it right now, if it's a
We could get,
preserved
like,
food.
Granola or something. You know, that like that's not meat that won't go bad.
I mean, there's a lot of that, like fry bread, and there's some of the different vegetable options, and yeah, there are lots of not meat things that you could buy.
I think everything I have has been like very like smoked. Like it has no. I don't have any. I don't have any spices. I don't have any. Like nothing fancy at all. So if you guys want stuff that tastes good, the Thri-Kreen could probably make better food than
You
what
might even
I
be able to buy
have.
some spices from them.
Yeah, or just buy spices.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Because I bet you can find salt in the desert, right? Yeah. Yeah, salt, and then
You also
also
probably collect prickly pear cactus on the way as well, and have
Mm-hmm.
both the fruit and the actual cactus.
Yeah.
as food.
there you go. Look at that.
We did it.
Bountiful food options, even in the
Yeah, so
desert.
let's buy spices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anybody listening to Nature Check, I think it would be a reasonable assumption that we all skip dinner before recording this because we talk about
I
food
ate
so
food.
much. I know. It's
I
like,
never eat before.
never fails.
I
never
always eat
fails.
dinner before we start streaming.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so we load up. We buy spices.
Mhm.
Got all our equipment.
Yeah, so are you just want to spend like 1 or 2 of your remaining gallons on this stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
So
got 2
salt and
gallons
spices
left.
are kind of expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, with those 2 gallons, you're able to buy. Yeah, Cedric, you find some interesting looking herbs and salt, and even some things that like it tastes kind of peppery, kind of hot. So yeah, you have a nice little. I would love to think that you have like a bandolier of bottles of spices because that just seems really amusing to me.
Wait, who? Me?
Yeah, that you're like wearing this like.
You're like
yeah.
one of those people on the metro who comes in
Yeah,
and tries
the
to sell you
perfume.
crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
It's my scale mail. Each scale, it's like you lift it up
Yes.
and this is paprika.
Yay, we finally won't be just making white people food anymore.
I know, right?
And if you punch me, spice clouds come out now. It's like cinnamon in your face.
Is he like poisonous now?
That's
If
like
he
a
gets hit?
special attack. Yeah,
That's
what?
awesome.
No, that's not a thing.
No, put pepper in it and be like pepper spray.
Yeah. Face. Nutmeg.
Pocket sand.
Okay. Okay, so yes, you have a nice variety of spices. Not like a lot, but you know, some Fig Sphinx. That's a hard one to say. Wants you to know that turmeric will stain, so don't throw it at your friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that way we can track if we need to track somebody down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if they're running away from us in some kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or
you're
if we
able
want to put a really nice dye on our new blanket. Turmeric is a great natural
Oh
dye.
yeah,
There
I have
you
a friend
go.
who makes
Nice
recycled
color.
paper and dyes it with turmeric, and it comes out this really pretty yellow color.
You get some
or your
cochineal
Tupperware.
and some turmeric and all of a sudden you
Yeah,
got
we're
this
gonna like
pattern
make a
going
paper
on.
stand.
Anyway, yes. God, we talk about food so much on this show.
I know.
Yeah, so you get a nice
Can't
variety
help it.
of spices. Not like a ton of them, but you get some. And then you wind up getting rations for the 4 of you for probably like bread and, you know, vegetable type things to supplement the meat that you have, probably for like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. I think we're probably ready.
We're good.
So if we're like leaving the market, we like have our stuff and our info, and we're like, so do we want to rest the remainder of the day through the heat and set out later tonight?
That probably sounds like a good idea.
I don't know how much time. I guess what time is it? How much time have we spent in the marketplace so far?
It's probably like midday because you've had conversations and stuff, and you know, like how bartering works, it takes a little bit of time to get that done. So yeah, it's probably like midday.
But yeah, we could wait a couple hours until it gets a little bit cooler, or at least close to cool. Like we don't have to wait for it to be dark out, but as long as we start out and the sun sets within an hour of us beginning, we're probably going to be okay. I don't know what to do in the meantime.
Sleep.
Nap
Sleep,
time.
Yeah,
Fast
if
forward.
it's
Idea.
midday and it's getting hot, probably rest. We can't.
Yeah, we can just jump ahead.
Yes.
Okay, you should try and have another
We'll
dream.
be rested and we can go further.
Try.
Thanks.
To have a
I'll
dream.
just
Yeah.
try. You know, I'm just gonna get the gods, and I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, peasants, y'all can talk to me again. That would be great."
Please remember to tell us what they say this time.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything. They just showed me that I had my eyes closed and I was like in the sand, like buried up to my knees or whatever. And then everything went dark. And then I was inside one of these crazy temple things again, because I had little like symbol-y thing that's here on the back of me. And it was stone, like the last one, except in a different place this time.
And above ground.
And above ground. Look at how.
Hey, that's a nice change.
Yeah.
Well, on
It's
the
almost
way
like
we
the
could try to. I was gonna say on the way we could try to think about what are we gonna put in these weird little troughs, because it took us forever last time to think of what we were gonna put in there and kept screwing it up.
Oh, do we want to buy something with that maybe in mind? Since we're in a marketplace currently?
What would we put in there?
What did we try last time?
So many
Fire.
things.
You
So
tried
many
lots
fire.
of weird stuff, but yeah,
We tried
Pieces
books.
of books.
Yeah, you wound up burning books, which was not a great look.
we made the lady angry, and then she killed our friend, remember, over the books that we burned. So maybe we shouldn't touch the things in the temple this time.
So we tried lamp oil and that didn't work, right? We burned lamp oil, right?
So what you did was you like painted the inside of each trough with oil and then lit them on fire, but that was so little oil that it just like poof, like it didn't, you know, it didn't fill the trough with
Good
oil for
thing.
any time. Yeah.
I don't know. I say we just figure it out when we get there.
That's not a good
Okay.
plan.
Yeah. Because sort of what's left, because like we did fire, we did water.
I mean, we could just
Earth.
put water in it again.
That is true. We could just put
Yeah.
water in it again.
I mean, we still don't know what is actually happening when we do this, right? So, it's just that there seems to be some kind of trick to make the temple do something.
I think maybe we might have noticed that one person was having a much harder time with the heat than the rest of us.
Oh yeah,
Over
but it was
the
the
last
person wearing
couple of
scale
days.
mail, so there's a pretty good reason for it.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
We should try sand. If it's above ground and there's lots of sand, we should just try and fill this troughs up with sand.
Yeah, I think this is a 4 elements type situation.
Someone give me a
And K is the 5th element?
What the
Are you Lilu?
Heart!
Wait, what was
We
that?
already made that joke, I think.
What was that, Angelo? I think you did make that joke.
You've been to other So can someone explain what the troughs are?
Yes.
Oh, this is Koi asking. Yes. Ooh, look at that, Cindy.
Wow.
I made a visual aid.
Hold it a little higher so it's above your nameplate.
There you go.
There you go.
And
So-
Kay has that same symbol like tattooed on her back,
Mhm.
Okay.
on her shoulder blade.
Yeah, only without the 4 dots. So it's just the
Yeah.
loopy-doo with
Yeah.
the 3 lines. Yeah.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
twice
the dots are
before,
where the sort of podiums were.
while we've been traveling this direction, Kay has had visions that have drawn her to a hidden underground temple.
One of them literally dragged me. That was not fun.
And in both of the temples, we found a room that has this giant symbol on the floor of the temple. And each of those green circles is a pedestal. And then each of the black lines is a trough. And the blue is also a trough? Or just
Yeah.
blue is
So the blue.
It was all
is,
things dug in the ground.
Yeah.
like relief.
So the loopy-doo is a very shallow trough, as it were, and then the 3 black lines are deeper troughs. Yeah.
So we seem to think it was for some kind of ritual, and Kay had this kind of overwhelming emotional like draw to it. We felt like we had to do something there. So at the first temple, we got up on the pillars and we poured water into the trough, filled it up, and there was this kind of then all the water just like disappeared. And there was light.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there
we
was
There was
felt kinda
this
weird.
flash of light.
There was a flash of green light in the loopy-doo part, and the water disappeared. And Kay felt struck through with some sort of energy.
And then in the second temple, we felt like we should try something different. So we tried a whole bunch of different things, and we tried burning it.
Burn some books.
And then, yeah, we tried burning it again with some other stuff. Yeah. Anyways, we ended up filling it with fire, and that like worked. Like the stuff in the trough burned and then disappeared. And we've also found this book that seemed to kind of imply that there are beacons that might be communicating with the missing gods.
It wasn't a book. It was like scrawled on the ceiling.
Oh,
Remember?
you're right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got
And
mad at me because I fixed your pronunciation.
right. Yes. I was choosing to forget that part. But yeah, a message that seemed to be connected to the missing gods and the loss. So, I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but the only thing that makes sense to me is that lighting these different temples is a way of lighting a beacon that might be sending a message to the missing gods.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not really
That's like
sure.
our side project. Because we have like these things, and then we also have the river. It's kind of complicated. We also have to get some birds. We're like doing a bunch of different things.
Okay.
Yeah, our quest log is kind of full.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what you could buy to assist in the trough thing.
Yeah, we're still not sure what goes in the troughs.
We should fill it with sand this time. We already tried water. We tried fire. Next logical thing is dirt, and it's outside, and there's lots of dirt here. So let's try that.
Okay.
And Kay will become the avatar.
I already am the avatar.
Well, at least we don't have to carry dirt with us.
True that. Let's go.
Let's go.
I mean,
Well,
we're gonna
let's
rest.
sleep,
We're gonna
and
rest through the day, and then
and then go.
Okay.
Nap and then we go.
Nap and then go. Okay. So you nap until when exactly? Did you say like before sunset or at sunset?
Yeah, before sunset. Like, is there a daylight savings in this world? Like 6 p.m. in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yeah, like so you mean like maybe an hour before sunset, like
Yes.
sort of when
Yes.
golden hour is happening. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you nap and chill out and relax until then. Do you guys, you said you're going with them. Are you packing up your tent and all of your stuff and leaving the festival?
Yeah. I'll pack up everything. I have a backpack with everything since I don't need to fly or anything. I'll take a backpack for more room, and I have my atlatl and darts. I also have a small pouch with my dart tips for the interchangeable dart shafts, and my Makwa Weedle. And then, are they carrying the older weapons, or am I carrying everything?
I'm
not
carrying.
sure.
I'm carrying the older Makuweedle.
Okay.
But as far as the atlatl, I think Fletcher was interested in your older atlatl.
yeah, I'm carrying it.
Okay, cool. So then I think I'm ready to go.
Cool. Yeah, anybody else? You all good? You have all your things? Okay. So you head out with Koi leading you in the direction of this temple, which is basically like one of the only like landmarks in this part of the desert because, you know, there's a lot of flat. So like there are some mesas and some other like stone formations that serve as landmarks, but the temple is also one because it's something that sticks up out of the ground. So you start heading in that direction. Are you doing anything while you walk, or are you just walking?
Walking.
Just walking. Derp.
Walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about?
We did talk about collecting prickly pear fruits while we go. So
Yes.
if Kui wants to like point out the edible fruits, I feel like Cedric is very interested in that. And
Yeah,
Goodness.
definitely pick up some prickly pear fruits and some of the actual petals of the cactus, and we can cook those later when we get to camp. I'm also probably on the lookout for any nice flint or obsidian nodules in the ground that I can easily turn into points later. And maybe, well, it's midday, so probably few animal tracks, but eventually looking for something to hunt if we're going to need food later.
Okay. All right, so we'll do one thing at a time here. So Koi, you are pointing out the prickly pear to them, and then who is doing the actual foraging of the prickly pear, like the actual collection? Okay.
Yeah, Cedric can actually hunt his vegetables.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Cedric, give me a reflex save as you attempt
I
to
knew it. I knew you were going
collect
to do that.
pieces of cactus without hurting yourself.
Ooh. 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you collect some prickly pear petals and prickly pear fruit, and you feel like a badass because you do not, even with your, I was remembering this because it's in the trailer for our channel, but with your dwarf fingers, you do not get stabbed with any of the needles or the spines or whatever. So yeah, you have quite a bit of prickly pear fruit and vegetable matter at your disposal now.
Excellent.
And then, Koi, you are looking for rock nodules in the soil. So give me a perception check as you walk.
You'll have to help me remember what that is.
So perception is a skill. It'll be one of the ones that we wrote in on your sheet.
Got it.
So you'll roll a d20 and then add whatever the number for perception is.
I see a +1 ability modifier, and then a 6 for the ranks.
Okay, so a 7 total?
Yep, and then I'm doing let's see, I'm on, 20 are... Okay, so 15 plus 7, 22.
Nice. Yeah. So were you looking for, you said obsidian. So yeah, you're able to find like 1 or 2 obsidian pieces. Like they're not super duper common, you know that, but like, yeah, you find 1 or 2 nice pieces that you think could be
Okay.
useful.
Cool.
And I give you the 2 that we have.
Okay, so 4 total. Okay, so definitely as soon as we get to camp, I will use some of those to make a stone knife for Nautica.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so as you are going along, is anybody besides Koi sort of looking at the landscape? You're just walking along and chatting as the sun goes down?
I'd imagine Kay
Yeah,
is
I'd
like
probably-
looking around. She hasn't seen anything like this before.
Yeah. And what were you going to say, Nautia?
I'd probably pop up every once in a while, just take a looky-loo.
Cool. The 2 of you can also give me perception checks. And you both have dark vision too, right? So it doesn't matter that the sun's going down. Marvelous. The only one we have to worry about is... Wait. Angelo, do you have dark vision on your sheet? I think you're muted. But it would be under your special abilities if you do.
I do not think I do, but let me check.
16.
26.
16 and 26? Okay.
I do... Yes, I do have dark... You said dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Fletcher's the only one who's going to be disadvantaged once the sun is fully set. But yeah, so between the 2 of you, you're sort of taking a look at the landscape. Kay maybe a little more like a tourist, Nautia a little bit more like she's keeping watch.
I have altitude, you know.
Yeah. And so maybe, an hour after the sun has set, Nautia, you hear it at first before you see anything, but after you hear this clicking sound, and it sounds like the clicking sound that you heard in the bottom of the canyon that Kay pointed out. You hear that clicking sound a little bit of a distance from your group, and you sort of look in that direction, and you see some sort of like little shapes running along the ground towards you.
Awesome.
And a bigger shape flying in the sky over them, chasing them. Like, it's flying like you are flying. And the little shapes, they look like some sort of little animal running along the ground, except that there's like blue, like zap, zap, zapping coming off of their bodies that seems to be making the clicking sound.
So these are bug zapper pops. Like, this is what it sounds like, right? Like,
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
I would definitely describe that to the group and ask Koi, do you know what that is?
I am not. Is it I think they're shocker lizards? Question mark? Yeah, shocker lizards. Those are the things being chased. I'm not sure exactly what is chasing them, but perhaps sail snakes, I think? Are those a flying creature? They sound like a fly.
Yeah, it sounds like a flying creature, doesn't it? Yeah. So Nautia, you are sort of having this conversation with Koi as you are continuing to watch this group of animals get much closer to your group.
Are they coming our way?
I'm sorry, did you say sail snake?
That is in fact the word you heard.
Cindy
And
quits right now.
It's a snake with like a big. It's like if a flying squirrel and a snake had a love child. It's just got this big like
a dragon. It's a dragon.
fleshy. No. It doesn't have wings. It has
No,
this
it's
big,
just it
fleshy
flaps out, yeah.
thing that sort of helps it glide through.
I mean, there are gliding snakes, though.
There are
They
flying
don't.
snakes,
Yeah.
yeah, that can like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
flatten and like.
Yeah.
I'm
It's like one of those, except a lot
Bigger.
bigger. Like-
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just like, but I'm used to them like flying between trees.
Right, yeah. No, this is this is like a creature the size of like Fletcher or Kay, the snake.
Hopefully it only
Like,
likes
bigger
to eat
than me.
shocker lizards.
So it's a
Oh,
snake
yeah.
that's bigger than me
It's
that
bigger
can
than
fly.
you. Yes.
So, not knowing any of this, Cedric turns to Quee, like, so are they dangerous? Should we be worried?
I feel like this is a good time for you to... Actually, let's take a break and we'll roll initiative when we come back because it's almost 6:30. Man, I managed to hit a cliffhanger. This is amazing. Okay, yeah, so, woo! Yeah, so we're going to take our halfway break. Are we doing 10 or 15 minutes today?
10 is okay because everyone is asleep.
Oh, look at the doggos. Okay, so doggos might still be a little sick, but we don't need a 15-minute break. Okay, so we will take a 10-minute break to refresh our refreshments and stand up and stretch our legs and stuff. You should do the same. We will be back soon, and I guess they'll be dealing with these shocker lizards and the sail snake, which I was so excited to put in this game.
Oh, boy.
I hate you.
We'll see you in a few minutes, everybody. Bye. All right, well, there we are. We're back. Hello. Hi, friends. Hope you got some refreshments. Some people ate food, so maybe there will be less food talk in the second half. Who knows?
No promises.
No promises.
My other game is also like constant food talk, so
What, the Constellation?
the Star Trek game.
Well, because you and Cade are both characters that like were designed to talk about food.
but like that
so,
was just
like...
well, they weren't designed for that. We just happened to land there.
Oh, okay.
That happened naturally.
Anyway, if you like nerdy people talking about food, check us out and also Constellation. Anyway, we were rolling initiative is what we were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because these creatures are basically right on top of you now. So yeah, I guess I have to roll initiative for two different kinds of monster. Okay. I hope you're all logged into Roll20. Angelo rolling consistent 15s tonight. Look at that. On a roll just like last time.
And I've got a +2 modifier, so it's going to be 17 for me.
Cool. Anybody higher than 17? Shooking heads all around. All right, we got... Oops. This list is going to be long because there are lots of people. Okay, we got 17. Sorry, I have to write down monsters and players and all kinds of good stuff. Between 10 and 17.
Yeah, 14.
14? Anybody else?
11.
Okay. What did the two of you have?
7.
7. Okay, what do you have?
The same?
You have the same? What are your dexterity modifiers?
2.
Are you saying something? Because you're muted if so.
Oh, 3.
Oh, okay. Alright, so Kay and then Fletcher. Wow, alright, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. So, so many monsters. Alright, so if you're on Roll20, you should see the desert and some creatures near you. I made a pseudo-dragon, the sail snake, because there wasn't a sail snake icon, but you can use your imagination.
I would much rather.
I don't think
was
I
a
can use my
pseudo-dragon.
imagination.
All right. So the shocker lizards go running through you guys.
Awesome.
Because they are
Okay.
freaking out. They're being chased by the sail snake. So now the lizards are sort of all in amongst you guys. And then it is Koi's turn. So you can hopefully see your little icon up here. It's the one with the white box around it. And you should be able to move that if you would like.
Well, the sail snake is not hostile towards us yet, is it?
You don't know.
Okay. Since the sail snake is flying to the left, So I can move, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should be able to click and drag your icon.
Okay. I'm guessing each box is like a space.
Each box is 5 feet. So your character probably has a speed of 30 feet, which means you can move 6 boxes per turn. Or 12 boxes if you would like to spend like your whole turn moving.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna stay. Oh, okay, no, I'm gonna move to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, so that I'm kind of on the other side of that prickly pear cactus.
Okay, perfect.
And does that constitute the entirety of my turn, or?
No. So now that you've moved, you can do something else.
Okay. I think I want to try to get my atlatl ready so that I can try to hit the sail snake as it flies across, since this is so similar to the moche toss, kind of hitting that flying target perpendicularly.
Okay. So basically, your choices are you can either throw your atlatl dart right now, or if you are choosing to wait until the sail snake moves, then that will mean that from then on, your turn will come immediately prior to the sail snake instead of where it is right now in the order. If that makes sense.
My turn will be immediately after the snail snake's turn?
Before. Yeah, because its turn will be what triggers your action. So like right now you're second in the order, but you know, it's farther down the list, so you would also be farther down the list.
Okay, I understand. Then yeah, I'll wait for it to move and take the order change.
Cool. And I will make a note of that. Okay, Cedric. There's a zappy lizard like
right next to me,
in between you and Nautia. Yeah, it's not right next to you, but it's pretty close. And they're little, but yeah, they're zapping this like blue like lightning energy off of them, which is kind of wild. And they seem sort of frenetic as they're running away from this predator.
Knowing I want to step forward towards Nautia, closer to this lizard, and I want to try and attack it with my my brand new Marco Weedle.
Okay, you're gonna be at a severe penalty because you haven't practiced.
How severe? How severe?
I'm gonna say at least 6 because like you haven't done anything with it. Also, because it's like you're still a medium creature, but it is designed for someone with 4 arms, so like it's a little unwieldy for you yet, and you haven't practiced with it. So yeah, it'd be at a -6 penalty for right now.
I still feel good about this, considering my other option is hit it with my metal hammer, and it's a lightning creature. like, miss it, get electrocuted.
Okay,
I feel like
all right.
This is my split second decision.
Love that.
So I add my base attack. I assume it's a strength weapon.
Yeah.
And then subtract 6.
Yeah. And yeah.
Oh. That's 6.
Yeah. So a 0.
Yeah. No. I mean, sorry.
No, it'll be a 6 total. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a 9 plus 3, 12.
So
minus
you've
6.
got your hands on the handle of this thing, and like you're trying really hard to swing it without like catching any part of you on all of these obsidian blades around the outside of it, and so you sort of misjudge where the lizard is as it's running, and you sort of swing above it. But that's it?
Yep.
Okay. Nautia. There are 2 lizards kind of in front of you.
I'm super split because, like, on the one hand, I can just fly to get away from the lizards, but on the other, I really don't want to be the only airborne thing with this giant sail snake that is bigger than me.
It is. If you lasso it, you could ride it. Oh wait, also you have an eagle. Don't forget your eagle in the mix here.
There's an image. I do. Have I seen the eagle? Has the eagle been following us?
It's been following you guys, yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping the eagle is doing the whole, like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like they should be smart enough to stay out of danger
absolutely. Yeah, an
if
animal
possible, and that's kind of what I'm expecting right now.
Yeah, an animal companion will always, like, unless it has been trained to respond to an order, otherwise it will always do what it needs to protect itself. So right now it's just sort of avoiding this encounter and watching you all from a distance. Yeah.
Yeah, I think oh man, how much I'm just gonna sort of move over sort of yeah, I can do that move, right? Sorry. Just checking distance. Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of move over, so I'm sort of split the difference between Fletcher and Kay and
Okay.
just kind of prepare
Okay.
maybe?
What are you preparing
Because
for?
I'm not interested in hitting anything that's not currently coming at us.
Okay. Are you on the ground or are you still flying?
Yeah, on the ground, quarterstaff out.
Cool. Awesome. Love it. Okay. It's the snake's turn. How far can you fly, snake? All right. It's not the best at flying. Like, it's a big
I mean, it
snake.
doesn't have wings.
Right, it's a big snake, so, like, it can fly, but only just, right? That's close enough.
Falling with style.
Kind of, yeah. Okay, so it flies forward because it wants lizard food, or whatever food, really. And then it... Hey, Cindy, you do things with cones. How much is a 20-foot cone? Is that, like... I don't remember how many that is.
Wait, if it moves forward, doesn't that make it Kui's turn to attack?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so Koi, you can throw your dart at it while it is moving.
I was
Yes.
kind of in a better
Thank you.
position, so yeah, I'll throw an atlatl dart at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as it flies past you, you throw, so roll your attack with your atlatl.
Oh, not a good attack.
Mm-mm.
My luck ran out.
3 plus stuff. How much
3
plus stuff?
Which ones do I add again?
So there should be a plus something, like right there in the big long box at the top of the atlatl entry.
Yeah, plus 8, so
Plus
11
8.
total.
So 11 total. So you try to sort of clock it as it's flying across in front of you, and the dart goes off, and it does go pretty close to the snake, but you wind up getting sort of towards the tail region where there's less, body mass, and so the dart goes sort of like right under the tail, and you miss, unfortunately. Okay, so now, yeah, how many squares is a 20-foot cone? Do you know? I don't have that book right here. Or maybe it's in the back of this one.
Okay. So it's basically 3 diagonal out and obviously 4 across. So if you can see it.
Okay, so
I don't know if that's helpful.
3 diagonal. Oh! I see.
Yeah.
I
So
see,
it's
I see.
yeah.
Okay, so it's like 1, 2, 3.
So I think 1, 2.
So it'd be like 1, 2, 3 there, and then yeah. Okay, so it could get Nautia and Fletcher, I guess, in its. Spring.
Yeah, I think it can get Nautia. Yeah.
Okay. So it is going to what?
What bad thing is coming for me?
That doesn't even. Oh, okay. Okay, so it opens its mouth and it kind of, like you see fangs, and the fangs actually spray venom in a big, like, wave towards Fletcher and Nautia. So I need each of you to make a fortitude save.
It's a cobra. It's a flying cobra.
Basically, yeah.
That's not excellent.
Nope.
Only like more of the
Hood. Qui-Gon redeemed an extra action for all of us.
Oh,
so,
Yay! Thanks, Qui-Gon.
For everyone?
Yeah. Or anyone. Sorry, anyone.
I was gonna say
Anyone.
It was like
Sorry.
everyone.
Yeah, I was like, that's not
Alright, never
that's
mind.
not a reward. Okay,
Yep.
so there's an extra action for any one person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what are your saves?
It was 21 fortitude save.
21 fortitude save.
21?
And Fletcher?
19.
19. Okay, awesome. So you are both blinded for only one round because you saved so good. So when you are blinded, you cannot see. What a surprise. You take a -2 penalty to your armor class. You lose your dexterity bonus to your armor class. You move at half speed, and you take a -4 penalty on. You're not searching right now, but -4 penalty on most strength and dexterity-based skill checks. All checks and activities that rely on vision automatically fail. All opponents are considered to have total concealment, which is a 50% mischance if you try to attack someone. It's only one
What page
round.
is that on?
What? Blinded?
Yeah, just so I can read all that.
I don't know where it is in the players.
No, I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I have it on my thingy, but it's probably there's like a condition table probably. Okay, so it did that. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so it moved its bit. Now it is Kay's turn.
Yay!
You saw that happen.
That
like right in
sucked.
front of you because
I'm
you were
gonna
just outside of the cone.
Get the fuck out of there.
Nope.
Nope. I think I'm gonna try and just like shoot my bow and arrow at this little lizard that's up there
Okay.
before it wanders towards Cedric. I do not want to piss off the sea snake.
Sail snake.
Whatever.
We'll get to sea snakes later.
That's not reassuring, actually.
All right, you are shooting at a lizard.
A lizard.
Lizard.
A lizard. All right. We're gonna hope that I hit it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 21.
Wowie. Yeah, you hit it. Do some damage.
Do some damage. 3.
Sorry, my dog was making a noise. 3. Okay. So I guess I should have colored these so I could keep track of them. That would have been smart. The red one has taken 3 points of damage. Okay, perfect. You moved, you shot. Fletcher, ow! Your face is burning a little bit, and your eyes really hurt, and you're just sort of like blinking and squinting and trying to wipe that venom out of your eyes.
Well, since I literally can't see to do anything, and up to this point, I was starting to basically only be able to guide myself with my lantern.
Right.
So it's not like I'm very familiar with what's around us. I'm
Yep.
not going to move because I don't know where anything is around me.
You don't want to walk into a cactus?
No. And so instead, I'm just going to cast Shield on myself.
Okay, that seems like a smart move. Love that. Okay.
Can't believe you just didn't blindly cast grease. Everything is greasy now.
Everything is greasy in a 10-foot square. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So Cedric, you hear the clicking from the lizard that you just swung at getting even louder. And all of a sudden, you see this weird, like, it's like lightning, but horizontal, and it sort of, because all of the lizards are pretty close to you, that one is the closest, but they're all pretty close to you, all 3 of them, and all of a sudden, this sort of horizontal lightning goes out from the lizard that you swung at, and sort of connects it to the other 2, and then, sorry, reading.
I do not like this.
Yeah.
Nope, he's wearing
Nope.
metal.
You need to do a reflex save, and, oh shit. Oops, sorry, Fletcher.
Oh, nope.
And Nautia, who's also on the ground. Nautia and Fletcher, you also need to make reflex saves, but you...
Sure.
You don't.
They could hear it though,
But
right?
yeah, you can hear it, but you don't get to add your dexterity because you can't see. So you can use your reflex like base save and a d20. But yeah.
Suddenly, my lack of a dexterity modifier is not so bad.
Hey. Cedric, what did you get?
I got a 6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is a 6 good enough to dodge lightning, Sheryl?
Nope.
How about 7?
Oh damn! No, Fletcher.
15.
Okay, so you save, so you take half.
Fletcher
my
just happens to be
God.
standing next to a large cactus that takes the
1,
bolt for him.
2, 3. Can I have another one? Do I only have 3? I only have 3. Okay, please stand by.
Sounds like a lot of dice.
Yeah. She needs more dice than she has to figure out how much damage we just took.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
it's 2d8
very
per participating lizard, so.
Oh my god, so 68?
Yeah. Okay, so 10, so 18, 23, 29 points of damage to the two of you who failed, and then half of 28 is 14 for Fletcher.
Holy shit!
It's a good thing it was us.
Zap, zap, zap.
Yeah. Me and Nautia are the only two people that can take that
Take
much
that,
damage
yeah.
without immediately dying.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
Good thing I just took a first aid course.
Hey.
Well,
That's-
that changes
that's
what I
actual
was gonna
math.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, the lizard was not
Okay.
happy that you swung at it. Okay, Cedric, it's your turn now.
I didn't swing at it.
No, it's the lizard by Cedric is the one that set the thing
Triggered.
off, but it connected with the other two, so the effect is centered on the lizard that triggers it. So it was centered on the one that Cedric swung at, but you're still within 20 feet of it. Yep.
Can I?
Can you?
Yeah. So.
Don't forget somebody has an extra action.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask: is it okay if I use my extra action to? I kind of use both of the actions to heal.
Yourself? Okay.
I want to heal myself and someone else.
I was gonna say,
probably.
Fletcher, what happened to you with
Yeah,
those
isn't he, like,
14
dead?
Yeah, how you
points?
doing, Fletcher?
Oh no, I'm out. I'm at -3 health.
Oh!
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Fletcher's on the ground. Whoopsie. Shocking.
Don't worry about me.
Well, that changes what I'm doing with my turn.
Whoopsie.
All of his beard hairs have straightened.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast. So
Wait,
yeah,
didn't he have shield on though? Didn't
Oh,
shield do something?
That doesn't do anything for a reflex
No,
save. It only
Not
does
for
something
reflex
for
or
an attack.
magic or anything.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm stunned.
Me too.
If I tried to move, I can't get to Fletcher without getting attacked multiple times. So I'm gonna heal myself. So
I can get to him easily though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna heal myself, and I'm also gonna try and attack the green lizard.
The lizard that just
Yeah.
zapped you. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Taking that action.
Oh fuck. Okay,
Oh,
well that misses.
Oopsie doodle.
All right, and
And you're healing yourself.
yeah, and I'm
Okay.
healing myself. Okay. Yep.
Nautia.
Well, I'm just gonna guess that I probably saw the attack coming from that direction and heard Fletcher, like, felt myself getting hit real bad and then heard Fletcher fall, given that I can't see.
Yeah,
Right?
your perception is high enough that you could probably hear, like, you knew that he was close to you before you got blinded.
Yeah,
and
like I intentionally got fairly close to him so I could
Yeah.
sort of keep.
yeah, you could definitely hear that
Okay,
happen.
yeah, I will just basically go find him and
We got another
Wrong thing.
extra action, by the way.
Oh, thanks, audience.
oh right.
I think we're gonna need it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cure light wounds on
Okay.
Fletcher.
Cool. Sounds good. Like that. Ryan's just like,
Why does Ryan die every?
I'm only at
Because he's a
6
wizard.
myself,
He's a
so
wizard,
this
and
is
he
a
has a-
fun game.
freaking D4 hit die.
No, wait. I wanna remember. Oh my god, I gotta remember which dice I have where. This is stupid. Yeah.
Koi, you're going to be up next, so you can decide. What
Okay,
you're gonna do.
8 points of healing for Fletcher. So that at least gets him
Nice.
+5.
It's better than my
critical
roll.
zone.
Are you using the second action, or are you gonna leave that for somebody else?
Like if I get hit again, I'm toast.
Literally.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay. All right. So you will use the second action to heal yourself. Sounds good. All right,
Yeah.
Koi, what would you like to do?
Okay. Has the sail snake moved? Because they're right before me, right?
No, you are now right before the sail snake. So it moved and you threw your dart at it, but now it is your turn before it. So yeah,
Okay,
it is on the other side of that rather large prickly pear from you.
Got it. Okay, so then I'll throw another. Oh wait, I'm trying to think. Should I try to throw another dart at the sail snake, or run towards this red lizard and hit it with my Makwa Weedle?
Hit it.
It's up to
Okay.
you. You also saw,
I'll
like,
go
you know that the shocker lizards do that lightning thing, and you saw it happen to everyone. And you also just watched Fletcher fall unconscious on
Yeah.
the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so I'll run towards the shocker lizard,
Okay.
which puts me right
Mhm.
there. And then I'll take a swing with my Makwa Weedle, so I roll a D20, right?
Mm-hmm. And then add the attack for that.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
another
wow.
critical roll.
2 15s and then 2 3s.
We did just get another extra action.
Oh yeah, there's another extra action, so if you want to try to attack it again, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing this doesn't cut it, right? Even with my +5 attack bonus to the 3.
You have a +5 to the Makweetle. That'd be an 8 total, so no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I'll take another swing at it. Let's see if I can get a better roll.
All right.
Oh my gosh, even worse.
Oh no, a 2!
Okay, my luck is really running out here.
Oh, it's because you had 4 nat 20s last time.
Yeah, that might be it.
Universe is like, we're done. Welcome to D&D. Okay, now it's the snake's turn. What are you gonna do now, Snakey? Oh, kitty.
That cat is summarizing our mood right now.
Right? Okay. So... Let's see. There are... Sorry, I'm going to let it randomly choose what it's attacking here, because there are options. Okay, 3 is Nautia. So the sail snake is gonna scoot over to you and bite at you.
I see I made the correct decision in the last turn.
Yeah, it rolled a 3 as well, though, so that's not gonna hit you.
No, it won't.
No, it didn't get quite low enough. It overestimated how tall you are. So now it's Kay's turn. Okay, there's a lot of drama going on.
I'm gonna back the fuck up more. I'm gonna.
Nope.
There's not any more space on the map.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's the edge of the desert.
Yeah. Because I want to go like a good 40.
I know. You can just put yourself at the edge and we'll know that you're pretty far away. Yeah.
Okay. There is no more desert.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna shoot it, I guess.
The snake?
Yeah.
Cool. Do that.
I'm gonna try real hard at least. At a 13. Nope.
Nope. It's flappy and you sort of miss where to shoot for the flaps. Oh man.
Killed by wild animals.
Magical
We're
wild
dead.
animals.
Yeah.
I
Animals,
swear I
plants.
balanced this for you guys. You're just rolling terribly. Fletcher, it's your turn.
Uh-huh.
You're laying on the ground, as usual, I guess.
Just went down, blacked out, and then was
Oh,
revived.
you
and...
both are not blinded anymore, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So my vision blacked out. Then I literally blacked out. Then I was brought back. Is this like?
Fletcher's having a
Don't they do
confusing
that to
moment
torture people?
Oh.
Like put that like. I don't know if there's. I have a shocker lizard on like one side of me, and then to the front of me is the snake. There's like nowhere I can move without getting attacked by something. Because no matter how I move, I'd be moving too far away from an enemy, and I would get attacked.
And if you cast a spell from where you are, you'll get attacked.
Yeah. Basically.
Hit it
Just
with your
pretend you're
quarterstaff.
dead.
Use the
Stop,
stick.
drop, and roll.
Use the stick. Stop, drop, and roll. He's already on the ground.
Yeah, well, roll. I don't know.
Kick it in the face.
Yeah,
Kick
pretend
it in the
it's
face.
no, pretend it's a grizzly bear and just pretend that you're dead.
It's not helpful for the rest of us.
Yeah, well, because we
Yeah.
won't have to save his ass.
All right, so you took a step forward.
Yeah, I'm taking just one step to kind of get on another side of split up a distance a little bit from Nautia, and then I can swing at the snake with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Like that's I can't do magic right next to it. I can't do.
Go for it.
Doesn't mean this is gonna be very good.
You never know.
No, you're gonna roll a nat 20. It's gonna be epic.
Mm-hmm.
No,
happened before.
8.
An 8 plus not much, right?
No, just that is plus with.
Okay. It's going great, guys.
We're so bad.
Wow. So nobody hit a shocker lizard that last turn, did they?
Nope.
No. Okay. So now the lizards are just trying to GTFO. So Cedric, you
God.
can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
Yes.
No.
That worked so nicely for us last time.
It'll be fine.
Just leave them
It'll be fine.
alone.
It's what happens when you hit first.
It's Cedric.
15.
15 does not hit.
Wow.
They're lightning fast.
They are lightning fast. Okay, and then the red one is also going to leave Koi's space. Koi, would you like to hit it as it runs away with an attack of opportunity?
I'd rather save and go for the snake since that's going to be the most pressing threat here.
Valid. Okay. So then it's Cedric's turn.
All right. I guess. Seeing the I mean, I guess after whiffing after that lizard with my Mako Weedle, I'm gonna run forward towards Fletcher and the snake. Run up behind Fletcher and cure him for some more.
Okay.
That's my turn. I'll get you that amount in a second.
Nautia, it'll be your turn next. I'm assuming that you're going up next to Fletcher, not next to the snake.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to run up kind of behind him, hand on his shoulder, up above me, heal for 11.
Ooh, nice.
You really should have used it on somebody else.
Yeah, I rolled
like
so
you.
badly on the first heal that when I healed myself, I was like, I'll heal badly again, and we'll just top him up. Should have healed myself for 11.
They like you. Nautia, what you doing? There's a snake, like, in your face.
It's right in my face.
It's so big.
I'm just gonna use my breath weapon.
Okay, yeah.
It's a 15-foot cone of acid. I will make sure I don't also hit Fletcher.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's a way that you could not hit Fletcher.
Yeah.
That would be really
Yeah.
funny, though.
Yeah, and it's only 1d8 acid, but that's pretty much where I'm at. He's
And
right in
is
my
it-
face, hit me with a breath weapon.
Does the snake have to do a reflex save? Is that right?
Does your reflex, yeah.
Okay. It got a 9. That's a fail.
All right. Pfft, 4 big points of damage.
4 big points of damage. Hey, that's the first time it's been hit, so that's good.
Yeah, that's the first damage, so that's
yeah.
that's good.
That's great.
Yay! All right. That's Koi's turn now.
Okay, so I want to make another throw with my atlatl, but I don't want to. Well, the snake is flying, right?
Yeah, it's hovering pretty close to the ground at this point because it's like biting at Nautia. So
Okay.
yeah, it's like you would have trouble. You would not be able to hit it without harming one of your new friends in the process.
Okay, so then I'm gonna run up, kind of here in front of Fletcher, and take a swing with my Mako Weedle.
If you take one more step, then you will be flanking it with Nautia, which gives you a bonus on your attack.
Okay, so then I'll do that, and then roll.
And you will get an extra +2 to this attack because you're flanking.
Okay.
Ganging up on the sail snake. Rah.
Okay.
Good eating on those.
Perhaps.
So with all the bonuses, 13 is the total.
That is not enough to hit the sail snake,
my
unfortunately.
Oh my God, the
man, yeah.
snake.
It rolls a 6.
I do believe we have another advantage if you want to use it.
It's an advantage on a check or a save, not on an attack.
Oh, okay.
There is I think there is another extra action though that we didn't use yet.
Nope, I've redeemed all the ones that were used, so
Oh, okay.
so they go away off of
I
my
gotcha.
little listy thing. But yeah, so that was Koi's turn. Now it's the snake's turn. Eeny, meeny, miny.
I think there are 3 extra actions. We've only used 2 though, right? What was the third one?
Somebody attacked twice, and
I did 2 spells.
yeah.
Two
And
spells,
Nautia did 2
2
spells.
And Nautia did 2 spells, and then there were 2.
And
I
then
feel
you
like-
did
didn't
2
somebody-
attacks.
Do 2 attacks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Angelo did.
Yeah.
Kui did 2 attacks.
Okay.
before.
Okay, yeah.
Kui.
Yeah.
I think I missed the second of those double spells. I
No
got
worries.
it.
Yeah, they were right after each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So Koi, you have come up behind the sail snake and swiped at it, and that is makes it mad. So it is going to sort of spin and try to bite at you. Burp, burp, burp. So that will be a 17. What is your armor class? The regular armor class.
Armor class is 17. 17. Yeah, my total is 17.
Yep. All right. Well, if it meets, it hits. Wow. Right on it. Okay. So it does how many bite damage? Big, nasty, fangy snake. Max damage. Sorry about that. You take
boy.
11 points of damage.
Oh no.
Whoops. Oh, yes.
Okay, so that.
So how many hit points do you have left?
Yeah, so I've got 6. No, sorry. It's just I'm trying to find where on the sheet. Oh, it's right above the armor class.
Yeah,
right?
your hit points will be at the top. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I've got. I've got 14 left.
It's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. It is your turn.
Yeah. I am going to run in here and
Oh, shoot.
stab at it with my dagger.
Yeah, with your dagger or your sickle?
You
have both.
I'm gonna need to stab at it with my dagger.
Okay.
Isn't the sickle bigger?
They're the same bonus.
Okay.
Does one do more damage? Is that maybe what you were thinking?
Oh, maybe. Yes, one can possibly do. Okay, I'm gonna swing out with my sickle. Okay,
Okay.
good point.
Swing at it with your sickle. Harvest that snake in the ground.
I will harvest this snake. I got an 18.
That hits. Do some damage. Yeah.
Got a 3.
Okay, 3 more damage to the snake. Boop. All right. Fletcher, your friends are all around you. Also, there's a snake. Big snake with wings.
A snake that's your size.
Yeah, a snake as big as you. He's like, I'm gonna nope to the left.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna step
it's
back
flying
from the
and it spits
snake.
venom.
Yep, that seems like a good choice.
I don't want to be near it. And you know what? This just immediately started out as a really bad journey. So now I'm in a bad mood. So
Oh boy.
yeah, people are surrounding it. I don't care. I'm going to fire a scorching ray at it. So you better hope I don't critically fail because I'm just pissed.
So since you're firing into melee, it's at a -2. Because this is an attack, right?
Range touch attack, yep.
Okay, yeah.
So that is an 18 plus 3, 21.
And
Minus 2.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Do some scorching ray damage. Yikes. Don't make the wizard angry.
4, 6, 9, 13 fire damage.
Oh! Fletcher takes a step back and, like, rubs his hands together and shoots out this scorching ray, and the three of you,
No, I hold up my lamp so I can really see it, and I cast it so it looks like it's, like, coming out of the lamp when I open it.
Yes, okay, yeah, and then Nautia, Kay, and Koi, you are right next to this snake as it just, like, gets hit by this beam of fiery light and just, like, instantly turns black and crispy all over the outside and falls out of the air onto the ground and just sort of, like, curls up into this, like, twist of dead snake. Way to go, Fletcher.
Yay, Fletcher!
Yeah. Woo, woo.
Thank you, Fletcher.
And the shocker lizards continue running away.
Yeah.
Nope.
You just have to wait until the wizard in the party can actually get around to doing something after dying.
Love that glass cannon. Yay!
I
Everybody
have
survived.
never been hit for that many points at once.
That zap is bad. 2d8 per lizard participating, up to a maximum of 12d8.
We were just discussing how I was a tiny tank, and that took me down to 6 in one hit.
Yeah. It took me
Don't
down
like
to 2.
it.
Yeah.
Angelo, you survived your first D&D combat.
Yes.
Yay!
Not gonna single hit and only took damage the entire time, but I survived.
I'm glad you're
Those
fine.
lizards were just
I
running
almost
away.
got to
Why did
use one of my
anybody swing at them?
Cedric.
Well, specifically, so now I can ask for feedback on my technique.
You did that just so you could practice with your Makuhito.
Yeah! I'm not gonna get better if I don't practice, you guys.
Oh my god.
Can you, like, practice on something slightly less
You
zappy? Like,
almost-
practice on that cactus over there.
You
I
almost
figured it was a
died.
little lizard. How bad could it be?
Practice with your
Well, how bad was it? Why don't
It
you
was
tell
very
us?
bad, alright? But
It was very bad.
Yeah, we found that lizard and it kicked our asses.
I feel like
I'm
Nadia's
gonna-
about 2 seconds away from taking that tool away from Cedric and being like, you can't have this anymore. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a thing that happened. Now you're all sort of, like, out of breath, and some of you are still very much in pain, standing here in the middle of the now fairly dark desert. So yeah, Fletcher has this lantern, and it's just like, can't see without it.
Might be a good idea since it's getting dark anyway. I'm sure we're well into the night now that battle's over. So maybe time to pitch some tents and rest up.
sounds good.
Yeah,
We can eat this snake. Dinner.
There's nothing
pre-cooked.
left of it to eat.
Wait, it's pre-cooked.
It's
blackened.
incinerated.
It's blackened on the outside.
And blackened on the inside, probably.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Oh my
And we
god.
also
Yeah,
have
well.
the prickly pear that we picked up earlier too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat that. You can enjoy your toasted snake.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Fletcher's gonna actually join Cedric in this because he hates this snake so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, same.
that he will eat it.
It's
Qui-Gon
just
says
like a
you
Texas
just gotta...
barbecue. It's got like that thick,
Qui-Gon says you just
crust
gotta
on
peel the bark
outside.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What is it? So, like, surf and turf would be, like, land and ocean. What would you call it if you're eating, like, planes from the land and snake from the sky?
Ooh.
I'll have to come up with a good, clever name for a meal like that.
Wings and turf or something.
Wings. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are making camp. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I really would like to ask Koi
Oh!
for any
Sorry, Veronica says Matt just yelled "Sky and Fry," which is amazing.
That's good.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Matt.
that's really good.
That's perfect. Okay,
That's really
Cedric
good.
is what?
Really gonna ask Kui if he has any feedback about my inability to
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Is there? I could give you a training. I could give both you and Fletcher training with the new weapons at camp, and then also if there's a way to roll to see if I successfully make a stone knife for Nautia.
Yeah. Which one of those would you like to do first?
Since we'll train with the weapons first.
Sounds good. Trying to think how that would work. Let's see.
So I'm assuming we're gonna set up camp and get and have an actual fire going.
Yeah.
Sounds like,
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be one of those super rare times where we use your profession skill. Like, nobody ever rolls profession for any reason, ever. But I feel like teaching someone else how to use your weapons seems like a good time to use profession. So I think you have profession like hunter or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, roll that to see how good a teacher you are.
Okay.
All that luck you saved up, rolling threes.
Yeah. Sorry,
What is this a check that he could use the
Oh yeah,
the
you
other
could use the advantage on if you wanted.
advantage?
Okay. What do I need to roll again?
So, oh wow, holy smokes. Okay. So there are 2 extra actions, but we're out of combat. But advantage basically means that you get to roll 2 d20s and take the better one. But you'd be rolling the skill profession hunter.
So you can just click on it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not seeing this.
Skills is a separate tab, and then they're alphabetical.
I don't know if he has it on
I
on
do
paper.
I do have it on paper or on like a PDF. But anyways, I'm rolling 2 20s, right?
Yep, roll 2 d20s and then you'll take the better one and add your skill bonus to it.
Okay. And I can type 2d20 and it'll roll 2, right? At the same time?
I don't know if it'll add it, but hopefully we'll be able to see what they are.
There we go.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay, so a 13 plus whatever your skill bonus is.
I don't have a skill bonus for that one, I don't think.
Okay, so profession is a wisdom skill, though, and, like, you are a hunter, so what is your wisdom?
Wisdom, is a +1.
Okay.
Oh, I see now. I think I might have just forgotten to write it down here.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, did you, on your paper version, do you have any points or any ranks in it?
Any ranks in the profession one?
Yeah, in the profession.
No, the only thing I have is the ability modifier, but
Okay.
no ranks.
Okay. So a 14, that's pretty okay. And then, let's see, which of you 2 wants to go first on your practicing?
Me.
You. Okay. Let's have you... Boy. How do you roll through learning D&D? First, let's see. So this is learning involves both of your mental stats and then also a physical ability. So let's have you roll intelligence first to make sure you're paying attention to the instructions.
That's a 17.
Okay.
I am highly motivated.
All right. And then wisdom so that you sort of get that intuitive understanding of the instructions and this is the process of you translating it from mind to body. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's a 4.
A 4. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then roll an attack with that weapon.
It'd be a 9.
Okay. So you sort
With
of
my -6, yeah.
Right, yeah. You sort of flail around with your Makaweetle for a while. You don't like hurt anybody, because Koi makes sure that he's standing out of the way of the flailing. And you're probably very much amused by what your student is accomplishing or not. Like, Cedric, you definitely, like, you understood Koi's instructions. You're just having a hard time sort of, like, translating it into your body, because, like, your body moves very differently than his body does. So it's gonna take you a little more practice to get good.
It's not weighted like a hammer, which is the
No.
only weapon I've ever used before.
Wow, ever?
So, I mean, other than like a knife.
Okay, wow. All right.
Did Cedric get in a lot of knife fights down in the mines?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like, a knife is technically a weapon, and he has used a knife before, you know, like, to eat or whatever, you know. Whittle.
Cedric has this dark and seedy past he hasn't shared with any of you, and also not with me because he doesn't answer emails. And then,
Yeah, Cedric's very bad at email.
yeah, yes. And then Fletcher will have you do the. What was that?
Oh,
Cindy?
Qui-Gon left some presents.
Qui-Gon left some presents. Oh yeah. Do you want to try that wisdom again?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
All right. Yeah. So you get an advantage on that.
The 14.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's still not enough to give you like a bonus on your 9, but it's not quite as bad as I just described. It's a little less flaily. But
It's
again,
just less
you're
embarrassing.
Still, yes,
Okay.
you're still gonna need some practice though. Fletcher, same thing. You'll do an intelligence check and then a wisdom check and then an attack with the new weapon. And you have 2 advantages on checks if you want them.
Okay. There's 2 separate advantages.
Yeah, there are 2 separate advantages, and you're making 3 checks total. Or well, you're making 2 checks and then an attack.
And then an attack, right? Okay. I'm gonna use one on the intelligence.
Okay.
So that only comes out to 11 total.
Okay, which kind of makes sense. You are a less martial person in general, so like you're hearing Koi's instructions, but they're not necessarily like you're hearing the words, but you're not necessarily like understanding exactly what he means. The wisdom check.
I'm used to my somatic components is moving my hands and they'll just do something, not having to be holding something and
Right.
like
Yeah.
Coordinating.
Wisdom is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, so even though the instructions were maybe a little confusing to you, you're doing your best to sort of intuit what you're supposed to do. So now you can roll your attack, and I will make it's only a -5 right now because you got a 15 on your wisdom.
And what is the attack? Or it's just an attack roll for
Yeah.
the. Okay.
And it's a dexterity-based weapon.
He's at -5.
Yeah.
So it's a 4. A 5.
Okay. So Angelo, what does a beginner at ladle thrower look like?
I have taught multiple classes of 2nd graders to use ladles. I'm going to guess that that's my best
Probably.
analog is with, a
Like
7.
right into, like straight down into the ground or something.
Yeah.
Or like.
Yeah, that's like the most common. The most common mistake that like beginners make is that they're so scared, like a little bit timid of the weapon, that they don't do a full throw. They do kind of this half throw thing, and then the dart just goes straight into the ground, like 5 feet in front of them.
Okay, so that is what happens. Like you
That
give
makes
it,
sense.
You give it your best shot, and then I imagine that Koi kind of, helps both of you sort of like, okay, well, like, so this is what you did wrong, and sort of like tries to coach you through that. But it sounds like you also want to take a rest eventually, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What did
Yeah.
and use one of those advantages on the
On a check,
on the check?
he used
one that was
one,
really-
so there's one more left if somebody needs. Oh, sorry, there are 2 more again. Qui-Gon just spent all of them. Cool. Because I know, yeah, Koi, the other thing you wanted to do was make a knife, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so how long does it normally take to nap an obsidian blade, I guess? I'm learning all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, so it depends on exactly what thing you're making, but let me show you. I probably showed this last time. Okay. Here's like an obsidian blade that I could make. Let's say it takes about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
that's not bad.
Yeah. And approximate like how difficult a thing is that to do? Is it like
Pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I would say there's like a 30% chance that you snap it along the way and break it while you're working on it. So it's pretty difficult, not a huge success rate. Obviously, the better you are, the higher success rate. But yeah, I would say I'm breaking between like 30 and 40% of everything I attempt to work on because it's pretty brittle stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so 30% chance of failing. Okay. So I have a DC in my head now. So that's your crafting skill, correct?
Correct. And my crafting skill, yeah.
Okay. And that
I've
is
got a 4 for the ranks, so that's +4, and it's an intelligence-based one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's 4 plus your intelligence.
Okay. I don't have an ability modifier for
Intelligence.
Yeah, so it's just the +4, right? Whatever I roll +4.
Yeah, and there is an advantage for a skill check if you'd like to use that in making the knife.
Do I have to decide that before I roll the first one?
You can decide it before I tell you the result, like whether or not your roll succeeds. So like you can roll once and be like, "Ooh, I want to use it," but it can't be after I tell you whether or not it's successful.
Got it. Okay. Okay, I rolled a 16 plus, what did I say? +4? Yeah, I think I'll be fine with that.
Okay, yeah, a 20 is exactly what you needed. So yeah, Nautia, you sort of spend some time, I imagine, sort of curiously over Koi's shoulder or, next to him, watching him. And it's amazing because since this person has 4 hands, he's able to very carefully sort of manipulate the piece of obsidian and the tools that he's using to nap the edge into a sharp blade. And yeah, you sit there and watch, and he very carefully makes you this nice obsidian knife that is sized for you. I will let you have... So it'll be stats like a dagger, but it will have a 50% chance of doing 1 extra point of damage on a successful hit because the obsidian is super sharp.
Okay, you said 50% chance of...
What
was it?
A 50% chance of 1 extra point of damage on a successful hit. So basically, like, for that... When I say, that hit with that dagger, you would roll, like, your percentile dice, and you would choose, so, 1 to 50 means that, like, I got that extra point of damage, and 51 to 100 means I don't, or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because the obsidian is so sharp. It's so sharp. Amazing. Very cool. Nice. Anybody else doing anything in camp right now?
Just right before we go to bed, I'm gonna heal Kui for an additional 4 points.
Nice. And then if you all are taking, like, you'll have, like, 8 hours of rest total across this. So you can each heal, so you'll heal 1 point per level. So I think for everybody in Kui, you're at 3rd level right now too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you get 3 points of health back for that, and Nautia gets 1, 2. Are you 2? You're at 2, yeah.
Right,
that's
from
what I thought.
range druid level, yeah.
Yeah, or druid, but yeah. Yeah, okay. And then it sounds like you were going to, so yeah, we're just sort of hand-waving that because you're taking your rests kind of in different chunks than would be typical in a D&D game. That's fine, because we're in the desert and we're being realistic. So it sounds like then you were going to wake up in the early morning, like before the sun is up all the way and move? Okay.
And I would also say I topped off water skins if we hadn't already before we went to sleep.
Excellent plan.
Yeah, probably getting going at, like, packing up when there's that pre-sunrise light. The sun's not up, but everything is starting to get, so we can pack up and start moving again.
Yeah, beautiful. Kay, you didn't take any damage during the snake fight. right?
No, I dodged.
You dodge. Okay, perfect. So Nautia topped up everybody's water skins, and you all got some rest, and you are now setting out again, moving through the desert.
How much HP do you get back when you sleep?
1 point per, 1 point per
level.
level that you have.
Yeah.
So like you would have gotten back 3,
Three.
but yeah. Oh right, because you might have still been down from the canyon escapade.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been slowly getting health back from the canyon. And then
Cheryl,
the heat
what about
stroke.
what about the non-lethal heat damage?
That goes away when you rest. Yeah.
That's just at rest. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just do it like that because like that's what would happen with heat stroke too. Like you get heat exhaustion and then you get to not be in the heat for a while and it goes away. So you are getting up and you are traveling in this sort of pre-dawn desert. It's beautiful and sort of eerie with this like glow on the horizon to the east. And so you can kind of see, even Fletcher can kind of see. But yeah, everything is sort of, shadowy, but also, lit a little bit, which is interesting. And again, you're passing all of these plants that you've now sort of just come to accept are part of the landscape. The shiny trees are not, blindingly shiny right now because the sun isn't up all the way, so you can look at them without hurting yourself. But yeah, so you see all of the odd shrubs that you've seen before, the cacti, the shiny trees. You see small animals moving through the sand and the rocks and the plants getting a meal or trying to prevent themselves from becoming meals. Is there anything you would like to do while you are walking right now?
I'm gonna keep looking for prickly pear fruits.
Okay. Give me a survival check to keep foraging.
Plus 14.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find some more. Not like armloads or whatever, but you find more. And you've gotten pretty good at not getting poked by the cactus spines, so, feeling pretty good about that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Is
Can
there...
I do a check for early morning animal tracks?
Oh, yeah, sure. Also a survival check.
And that's a 20, right?
Yeah, a d20 plus your skill, because survival is a skill.
Okay, so 19 plus
Nice.
wherever survive. 19 plus 7.
Wow. Yeah.
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 26.
Yeah, you see lots of tracks in the sand, which you're very familiar with. After the night, the sand looks like a highway, right? So there are tracks from bugs, there are tracks from snakes, there are tracks from, mice, both the scurrying variety and the kangaroo variety. There's tracks from slightly larger small mammals, even, some... Like, the birds are kind of awake at this time, but you can see evidence of, like, a roadrunner or whatever maybe has moved across the sand. So, yeah, you don't see... not here, at least, there aren't tracks of any, like, the bigger mammals that inhabit parts of the desert. But Biker Dave wants to know if there are meerkats. Sure, maybe there are some meerkat tracks. What do I care?
No antelope or anything?
Not in this part of the desert, but... Yeah, there are lots of sort of smaller game if you're interested. And Nautia, you do notice, sorry, just while we're thinking about animals, your eagle did sort of like perch on top of one of the saguaro type cacti and hang out near you guys during the night. She seems to have decided that you all are a great way to not get attacked by bigger creatures in the air.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Given she was making not friends before she made friends.
Right. Yep. So yeah, she's just kind of hanging out. So Koi, if you'd like to hunt for something, you certainly can.
I think I'll wait and perhaps until we see an antelope or antelope tracks, because I know there are those in this area, and that'll be a good source of food for our party.
Nice. While we're sort of in this last half-ish hour of the session tonight, I wanted to know if the player characters had any other questions for Koi, the local, or if the players and audience had any more questions for Angelo, the experimental archaeologist, about all the things that have happened during the game, or just about his work, or, if the characters want to ask more things about the landscape, this would be a good time for all of that.
probably ask. We're getting well into the parts of this continent that, out of the little of it that has been described and people know about, like in New Seychester, we are now where like people do not know like what is going on out here. The New Seychester people do not know what anything. So I'd probably ask like what is beyond the desert? If you went all the way across to the north, what is there? And in the market, when they like mentioned other peoples in the desert, like who else would you expect to find? You know, what are the other communities that live in the desert?
Yeah, so you saw the grasslands that were kind of towards the south. There's the big river to the east, and the north and the west both have mountains. The river that's on the east, I mean, that's where a lot of the sail snakes are. So definitely, if you want to avoid more acid-spitting sail snakes, avoid the river to the east of the desert. But in terms of other peoples in the area, there are some scorpion folk and the Armans, which are kind of armadillo-like. And there are also in the kind of to the south, there are mouse folk and gnolls and goblins. And also raptorins in the area, which are kind of bird type creatures. But those live in the mountains that are in the west. I'm not sure what other information I have that can help.
That is very helpful. That is the most warning we have had about any new area that we've encountered or any new peoples that we've encountered. Yeah, it's very useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw eyebrows
Are there any
going
kind of
up.
berries out?
Oh, sorry?
Sorry.
Oh, no,
Go
I was
first.
just saying I saw eyebrows going up at the mentions of the other two peoples that live in the desert. Yes, I am very excited about... So, like, peopling Arda was super fun for me because I've told you so many times I love the monster manuals, and they have so many cool playable humanoid species in them, and I pulled as many as possible, so there are all kinds of animal people living on this continent, and I love it so much. So yeah, scorpion folk and Armans also live in the desert. And the raptorins live in the mountains, yeah. And
That's awesome.
And they were just in the grasslands, so they have met goblins and gnolls and mousefolk, yeah. Making your way, social butterflies.
Yeah.
Meeting everyone and ever so slightly improving at meeting new people each time.
My favorite was still the Muriam village where Tulip had to re-explain who you were at every stop.
Yeah.
Sorry, Angela, you were going to say something?
I saw Biker Dave asked in the chat where to purchase atlatls. There are quite a few places online you can purchase atlatls from. There's kind of one large scale manufacturer called Thunderbird Atlatls. The guy who runs that, his name is Bob Berg. And he's in upstate New York. Actually, I have a Bob Berg atlatl. It's one of my favorite atlatls. This is a Bob Berg atlatl. This is the Nanitoke model. It is probably the one that I recommend the most for beginners in terms of the atlatl itself. I think it kind of develops like all the basics of how to use an atlatl. It's kind of the most simple form with this protruding spur. And they're not too expensive. I think he has a few different versions of the same one. I think the cheapest one is in like the $30 range. The hardest part about getting into atlatls is the darts, because the darts require a lot more engineering and specialty making than the atlatls itself. You can honestly make your own atlatl very, very easily as well out of like I usually use a 1-inch dowel from Home Depot and then carve in a spur and kind of take out half of it. So I kind of half the dowel so that's like a crescent half moon shape and then leave enough at the end to carve the spur. The darts, on the other hand, are a little bit harder to get. So you can get them from Thunderbird Atlatl, that guy, Bob Berg. His darts they're good to start out with, but if you wanted to get serious, they need some modification. They're kind of They're stiffer than would be for standard darts. Darts need to be very flexible. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. So I do have a Bob Berg dart here, if I can get it into frame. It's so long. Okay, here we go.
I like imagining every part of his room that we can't see
I
is
know,
just
it's
filled with that ladle stuff.
all within arm's reach. Yeah.
You're so close to the truth. So I'm feeling a little exposed now.
It's fine. I love it.
Okay, so this used to be a Bob Berg dart. So they are when he sells them, they're 1/2-inch diameter, single diameter shafts, 6 feet long, made out of ash wood. What I do is I take a block plane and sandpaper, and I sand it so that it is thinner here towards the feathers. So it's actually thinner here. Here it's around 3/8 of an inch. And then it increases in diameter to the tip to about 1/2 an inch. And I can't get it on frame because it's just too long. But yeah, it's about 1/2 an inch here at the tip, and it thins down. And that gives it more flexibility and makes it perform a lot better. So they do work out of the box with that 1/2-inch diameter. It just doesn't work that great. With some modification, it can work really well. If you're on the West Coast, there's a guy named Ken Villers. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and one of the tournament directors for the the tournaments, atlatl tournaments that happen down here. And he makes atlatl darts out of river cane, which is the other main material that they were made out of both in antiquity and modern day. I think he makes some of the finest darts around. Like, they perform so well. They have the perfect amount of flex. They're very durable. They are a bit pricier though. They're about $30 a dart. So that's kind of where it get a little bit pricier. So, you could though get an atlatl or make an atlatl and get like 3 darts for maybe a total of like $100. If you're on the Discord, you can shoot me a message and I can put you in contact with some of these people. And then there are a few places where you can buy like aluminum or carbon fiber darts. Those hit and miss depending on who's making them. If it's somebody who's in the atlatl community and knows how it works, they can be good. There are some like archery or bow and arrow manufacturers like, oh yeah, we can figure out atlatls, and they like glue 3 arrows together and call that an atlatl dart, and it just doesn't really work that well. Yeah, so Biker Dave says, can I use carbon fiber arrows? Yes, you can use carbon fiber arrow shafts. You would need probably 3 of them because you want a dart that's 6 feet long, basically at minimum. And you want the front third of the dart, so whatever that first arrow shaft, to be heavier and stiffer than the rear 2/3. So what some people do is they'll take like if they have an arrow shaft like that's like this diameter, they'll take a smaller arrow shaft and fit them inside of each other, and that makes like one thicker, stiffer arrow shaft. So maybe for the final one towards the feathers, it's just 1 wall thick. For the middle segment, it's 2 walls thick, and then for the front segment, it's 3 walls thick. Something to that effect. That'll give it the correct taper, because you want it both to be tapered in like you want to be tapered in flexibility, which usually means tapered in diameter or in some way. Cool. Fishing weights. I guess you could use fishing weights. I don't know how fishing weights would help the stiffness of the dart, but that could help you get the balance right to get it front heavy. You do want the center of balance for the dart to be like between 4 and 6 inches towards the tip, so it's front heavy by a little bit.
Also, can you, I know you're part of an organization that like works on teaching people how, so like what is that, and how does that organization help people get involved if our audience would like to participate?
I'm on the board of directors for the World Atlatl Association, which puts on educational events and primarily competitions around the world. So if you go to worldatlatl.org, they have a calendar of events for both just like public workshops and then also for competitions that happen around the world, mostly in the United States, but elsewhere as well. And then often there are like national park or state park groups that'll have atlatl events that are disconnected from our organization. But if you kind of look for state parks in your area, there are many. So like there's a place called Meadowcroft State Park in Missouri, if I remember correctly, or Iowa, somewhere in the Midwest. And they do monthly Atlatl public demonstrations and like workshops, but they're not necessarily part of the World Atlatl Association. Valley of Fire State Park here in Las Vegas does every other month they do Atlatl workshops, and then this summer I'll be teaching Atlatl workshops once a month at the Las Vegas Natural History Museum. So yeah, you can look for those type of opportunities in your area as well, or find the website.
Cool. Thank you. Players, player characters, do you have other questions?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know. I feel like we asked so many questions last game.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And we can continue the conversation in the Discord as well, which is what it's
absolutely.
there for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you take a bit of a rest and then you move through the desert in this sort of nice morning light, and Cedric is foraging for prickly pears. Is anybody else doing anything while you continue walking?
Fletcher,
Are there any berries around?
The only berries you've seen are the ones that Cedric was able to tell you
The really bad ones
are poisonous. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's and now you see those shrubs every once in a while growing here, not in the canyon, but out here on the regular flat ground now. They're less common than some of the others, but yeah, that's the only like berry you're seeing. It looks like that might not be a common reproductive strategy of plants in this region. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fletcher, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I think as we're walking, I don't have any darts on it or anything, but I think Fletcher has the Atlatl hand portion itself, and is just, while we're walking, is just kind of like trying to like practice like the throw. Now that there's a little more light and he can like not have to like worry like having the fire or his lantern or whatever, like it's just kind of like doing that as we're walking.
Nice. Love it. All right. So you wind up continuing for a ways, and Koi continues to lead you in the direction of the temple, and the sun comes up, and it's not hot yet, right? The cool of the night is still sort of in the process of burning away, but it is now visible, so Fletcher doesn't have to worry about stumbling over stuff anymore, and all the rest of you can see well again as well. And you start to see in the distance in front of you, in the direction that you're heading, some sort of larger something that breaks up the landscape in front of you, and you continue approaching until you are standing before an incredible sandstone edifice with angular geometric patterns carved into the stone blocks around the outside. There's a pair of broad stone doors dominating the center of the wall that, is the front door. And those doors are flanked by stately round pillars that it looks exactly like you saw it in your dream. Okay.
Okay, does this look familiar?
Yep, I think we're here, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Should I just knock on the door, I guess?
Well, we'll wait for you to go inside until next time, but I will let you all decide how you would like to part from your newfound friend, Koi, at the end of today.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us?
I mean,
Only one of us was sacrificed last time.
What a sales pitch.
yeah.
Yeah, our last martial party member got killed by a ghost in a temple.
Oh, seriously? That is...
Yeah.
super bad thought.
Yeah. Would you like to volunteer as tribute?
I mean, I wouldn't mind joining you on for the next little bit into the temple, but I don't know how that messes up Cheryl's plans long term.
I would say that your character probably has other things to do in the desert, but you hope that if they don't die on some other adventure, you might see them again at some point. Yeah,
definitely.
And perhaps, you definitely could.
Don't die, and hopefully I'll see you on the other end of the desert at some point.
Yeah, if we pass back through this way, we'll absolutely try and meet up with you again.
The boys can show you how good they've gotten at their weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practice, and then I can, excited.
And
to
maybe
see
they
what-
could enter the competition, and we could cheer for them.
Oh my goodness.
We'll come back for
That'll
every
go
summer
great.
festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole year to like not suck.
Exactly. A year later, same summer festival, they come back to the
So
only
cute.
only non Thri-Kreen competitors.
Yes, we're in the desert. We're here. Like you didn't say that they had to be Thri-Kreen. They were just communities from the desert, and we are a community, and we are in the desert. Therefore, I believe that we are eligible.
Lordy.
So, Kui, one of the first things you told we talked about, and we didn't really have a chance to talk about it, but you said you were interested in my armor and my weapons, and obviously I need those. But you said you were interested in steel, and I do actually have something that I thought you might appreciate. And Cedric pulls out. He has a signal whistle, which I'm imagining to be like one of those little ones you'd like put on a keychain, like a little single like steel pipe with like a slit cut in it, and hands it to you. Thanks for all the instruction and the weapons. I promise I'll get better.
Yeah, I mean, you're at a disadvantage with only 2 arms, but I'm sure with practice you'll figure it out. And thank you for the whistle. This will definitely be interesting. Maybe I can use it for some sort of bird calls in the desert or something.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I never thought of
Does
that.
he have lungs or does he have spiracles? How's he going to
Why
use
are we
it?
going into this right now?
Sorry.
To take it and be like,
Totally the time.
Yeah.
into the side.
He's speaking, so therefore he has at least some way of
like, come on.
Yeah, but
What if
maybe
this
it's
whole
coming out
time
of
it
his
wasn't-
spiracles.
Okay, but like there's
Like
still
hissing
people.
cockroaches.
Like, he just has spiracles on his face. It's fine.
Like he has like thoracic spiracles. Bugs have ears on their wings. I don't see why he can't be talking from his thorax.
I swear, by the time we're done, we will have rewritten every playable humanoid species in D&D to be impeccably accurate. We already did it to the Myconids and to the Gnolls. We can do it to all of them. It'll be great.
And now you've written in 2 new accurate weapons.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
certainly have.
Yes.
That is my
Yeah.
favorite thing about this show is that we're doing all of that weird stuff. But yeah.
Until one of your player characters is like, so how's it going to blow a whistle exactly?
It's just
I
like,
think
it's not like I hate that. It's just that, like it's like one of those like, oh, I'm exasperated because I didn't think of it ahead of time things. But like,
I haven't had a chance to look into it, but I think Wizards is actually developing Atlatl into the official
yay!
into 5th Ed. Like it's
Hopefully
there's
they do it right.
there's some content that isn't fully published yet, but it's available for people to review, I guess.
Hey, Wizards of the Coast, they're not listening. You should talk to a person who actually knows things about Atlatls when you build.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to go look it up now and see if I can
Yeah.
find it. 'Cause
Yeah,
one of my friends was
especially-
like, "Yeah, that's available."
Especially because, like, my favorite part was how we talked so much about the heads on the darts and how the different materials matter to the efficacy of the weapon. Like, I bet they won't do something like that, but it would be cool if they did. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
And the range. I mean,
Yeah.
people don't realize how good the range of these weapons are, where you can get at a maximum distance shot 300 feet of range,
Mhm.
like, you know,
That's
or almost
so
crazy.
far. It's so far. Yeah.
For
No,
for
I
a
love
D&D
that.
weapon, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they write a good one, and if not, you can use ours. So, yeah, and I gave the stats to Peter because you said you wanted to
Yeah.
do something with that.
Yeah,
so
I would really love to make just like a stat block. I will get to it eventually when
Yeah,
I'm not moving.
that would be cool. I mean, that's totally fine. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, you can use our stats for these cool weapons, and yeah. But it is time for us to thank ever so much Angelo. Thank you for coming to play D&D with us, even though you had no idea how to play the game when you started. I'm really glad that I asked you to come on, and I'm really glad that you said yes. We learned all kinds of cool things from you, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did.
I enjoyed it. I had so much fun learning how to play D&D. Thank you for inviting me. I've always been interested in learning how to play. It seems like something I would be interested in. I just had never had the opportunity, so I'm really grateful
Aw.
to have this opportunity to play with such an awesome group.
Yay!
Aw, thanks.
Yes.
It was so awesome to have you.
Yeah,
Nature
it was
check,
really fun.
converting one scientist at a time into a D&D player.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, well, We will also thank all of you. Wow, there are a lot of people watching right now. Hi, friends. Yeah, thank you ever so much to everyone who's watched this evening. Thank you for redeeming rewards in the Twitch viewpoints or whatever they're called, so that our friends would be able to heal themselves and not die at the hands of some electric lizards. Love shocker lizards. They're so cool.
Don't hit the sparkly thing, Cedric.
Zap, zap. Yeah, so we fought some lightning lizards and a snake that can fly. We talked more about ancient weapons. We foraged in the desert, and they are now in front of this imposing stone temple, the first above-ground temple that they've encountered after Kay dreamed about it. And the next time that we will play... Whoops. The next time that we will play
March 14th.
is in March. It is March 14th. Thank you. Yes, so we will be playing in March 14th. Don't forget, that day is Daylight Savings Day.
Oh, God, someone's going to have to remind me because I'm going to show up the wrong time. Y'all go on Daylight Savings Time. Us logical people on the equator are like, but son, don't move stuff.
I'm not arguing with you, but like it's the world I live in, so
move. I'm a more logical one.
Okay, we're not getting into that right now. Anyway, March 14th, we will be back playing again. They're going into their next temple unless they like turn around and walk away from this door, which I hope they don't, because our next special guest will be joining us. We're going from guest to guest right now. So we will have the most... Like, I love all of our guests, but I'm very excited for this guest because I was so scared to email this person. So we will be releasing the name of this person soon so that you all can get hype as well. But that person will be joining us on March 14th and March 21st. So come hang out on those days. But yeah, on March 14th, remember that it'll be Daylight Savings Time. I'll tweet that out too so that everybody remembers. Otherwise... Veronica says that she will text you, Nancy. Amazing.
God, I need it too.
Yep.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So in the meantime, you can hang out with us in our Discord. You can tag me and stuff on Twitter, and we can chat. There might be other game streams happening on the Twitch in the meantime. Emily is working her way through a different zombie video game now, so that's exciting. Still talking about science. There are other projects in the works. Nancy and I are having a brainstorming session this week, and I am so stoked. So
please text me. Please remind me.
I will remind you of that too. There's a pattern here.
Help.
So there are lots of things going on Nature Tech, so stay tuned for all of that, and we will see you later. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.